morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life. Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective. Express yourself.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
Unleashing the power of radio. This is Citi 97.3.
No one can, no one will. Who will stand against our King? No one can, no one will. Oh, oh, victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him. Oh,
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
victory belongs
This
to
is the
Jesus.
Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Who can stand? No one can. No one. Yes. Who can stand? Nobody can. No one will. Yeah. Oh, so the victory belongs to Jesus. Say the victory belongs. Yes, it does. Say the victory belongs to Jesus. Yes, it does. We put it all on your shoulders now. Victory belongs to Jesus. So we put our trust in you. So we put our hope in you. This is the part I love. Sing. You're a provider. I find my victory. Yes, Jesus. I'm forever victorious. And forever I win. The victory is in you, Jesus. You will deliver. You will provide alone. I find safety. I find in your Jesus. And forever victorious. And forever we win.
Hallelujah. 26 minutes past 6. Todd Delaney, victory belongs to Jesus. Welcome to the Tuesday, 22nd April edition of the Citi Breakfast Show. We're live here in Accra. Yeah, I know you don't feel like the work week has started. It's that subtle. It's actually started. Somebody's probably made $1 million. And we're off with the radio show that makes sense. And we're starting off with Business Sense, brought to you by Access Bank. One of my favorite quotes, everybody wants to rule the world, but people forget that the greatest victory is the victory over self. Because a man's enemies shall be members of his own household, which means that your greatest enemy is the man in the mirror. So if you can conquer self, you've conquered all. Now it's a call to self-discipline, because the toughest person to lead is not a rebel, is not a recalcitrant teenager, is not somebody who's become derelict. The toughest person to lead is the man in the mirror, yourself. So we're talking victory belongs to the Lord. Well, secure the victory over yourself, over your thoughts, over your emotions. That is the platform for great conquest. So that, because there's no point in giving you territories to rule if you can't rule your own body, you can't rule your own members. And so that's the charge for the morning in mastering all the things you want to master. Master thyself, thine emotions, thy appetites, thy feelings, thy thoughts. Bring them into subjection so that you have the real platform to exercise dominion. This is Business Sense. It's brought to you by Access Bank, more than banking, and we're simply telling you to deposit at least 250 cedis into your existing or new Access account, current or savings, and join the Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. And for the youth, spend 500 cedis or more with any of our Visa cards and qualify for a reward. There's a share of over 500,000 Ghana cedis in cash, another amazing reward like PS5, iPhone 16, a Chromebook and more in our 4 monthly mini draws. There's also 2 mega draws coming up. Join the Faketo Abeji Kesia promo. Call 0800 00 4400 toll free. Access Bank, more than banking.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji, as a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Gasakra. Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing accounts, and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio.
When I wake up
This
in
is
the
Citi
morning, love,
97.3.
and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. impossible to fake. When someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Not just a lovely day, but also a lovely week and a productive one at that. What are the ingredients of a productive day? Obviously, starting with the right sound sets you up for the week. It's called 97.3 Citi FM. It was a great and fulfilling weekend for us. Yesterday, we visited 2 rehabilitation centers and an orphanage. And I'll tell you that story later on. I'm speaking to a man with a fascinating rehabilitation story. Over 30 years addicted, has been walking 8 years now, drug-free, and is now helping many find their way. I'm telling you, it's an unbelievable story yesterday. I mean, yesterday I was just blown away. So I'll chat with him in the last hour of the show just to give you some context that look, there's no hope lost, that you can there's a way out. There's a way out. And I went back to Basco after, I don't know, I haven't been there for like 3-4 years, and it was great to see what's happening at Basco.
The relationship between Citi and
oh my God, it's amazing. Unbelievable. And you see some of the people who were there as kids, they've now teaching. It's just an incredible story. An incredible story. So a big thank you to all those who helped us with donations, particularly Access Bank for that very, very, very big donation. They brought a ton of rice and a lot of milk. So at least for their wache, their jollof, their rice water dear for a long time. And Fedco, they heeded our call. We said on air that they should bring some items. Interestingly, Fedco issued what is called the first commercial paper. So it's sort of deepening lending, a new option for lending for companies. They issued the first commercial paper this last week. They also supported our quest. And a big thank you to all those who donated in cash or kind to make somebody's Easter. A lot of people they do interchurch Easter Monday football and things. We decided to go to an orphanage and also give them an Easter. And it's because of your kind support. So a big thank you to all the partners for making Easter Monday special. Now, before we get into a newspaper review, it's proudly brought to us by Total. Make sure your car is running on the new formula, an additive enriched fuel with this powerful 3-in-1 action that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Thanks to the cumulative effect of its anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives, Excellium's new formula lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption and reduces CO2 emissions. Experience the difference with Total Energy's Excellium new formula. Choose Excellium, choose quality. We're also sponsored by Fidelity Bank. From the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on that journey, Fidelity Bank is there to support you. Trust in the journey and understand that we are with you every step of the way. We are here for your journey. Believe with us, Fidelity Bank. And a good companion over the Easter break was Piva Beverages in their distinct flavors of cocktail, tangy, cola, and orange, as well as the grapefruit drink. Piva is now an accompaniment to your meals and a fantastic beverage for your times. Call 0550032231. Piva Beverages, a taste you will love. Now, I know I will sound like a broken record, but I just want to make a quick appeal for the people who live all the way from Pukwase to Sapeman to Kuntunse to Amasaman to Shikbontele to where else? You know the places, Midyear, Akotoshi. All those who live on the Accra Kumasi road, starting from Pukwase all the way to Sawam. I used the road yesterday, and I need to say, it needs the work needs to hasten. It's tough. Look, I know people like Sky have run away from that area. temporarily because
Oh!
he couldn't cope with. He cannot.
Oh!
He cannot cope with the.
Oh!
He's left. He's
He's
run away. Okay, not like he's run away. He's there, but he's not there. He's only there in spirit.
People no longer live their dream lives there.
Imagine, look, yesterday, the real drive to Suhum wasn't that long, but we spent probably 40 minutes on a very rough. And the thing with the rough road is that, look, you are building a road. You've done the bridges. It's not a problem. Now, this is my issue. You leave a median. A median is like from here to Kumasi. And you've just put boulders around the median. And you've left 2 or 3 lanes for people to use on a rough road. So, for example, if you are driving back from in Sawam to Accra, you get to the Amasaman market. There's a huge median that they have just cordoned off. And then they've left 2 lanes for people to struggle with cattle and to struggle with market women to use. It doesn't make sense to me. You know, and I just want to say, look, I know the company is working, there are issues with legal matters, they have to clear houses, but sometimes you can apply a human face. If I lived in that place, I probably have to work from home because there's no way I'm going to come to work every day on that road. And I'm sure for some people who are waking up this morning to come to work, like, oh no, not again. It's really bad. Look, and when it rains or when there's a bit of, it's dust. If it doesn't rain, it's dusty. If it rains, it's muddy. It's chaka. It's not good enough. I just want to urge the company to be more active in terms of opening up the lanes, helping to manage traffic, smoothing the rough edges. I mean, I know you are working. At the end of the day, we will enjoy. But Charlie, nobody deserves to come to work like this, honestly. You are not happy I've blown your cover, but it doesn't matter. Good morning, richest guy.
Good morning. How's it going? Everything going?
You know, yesterday I wanted to come and urinate. So I wanted to pass your house, but they said you have run away.
No.
They said you ran.
I was temporarily out.
No. They say you ran.
No.
They say you go. You say you are in Oxford. You say you can't stay there again.
Exactly, that's the point. So
you see, you can't talk. No, you see, you can't talk. You can't talk.
Yeah, so that's the situation.
You even stop talking about the road.
Because I'm not, majority of the time.
I know.
I'm not locally.
Out of sight, out of mind. It's terrible. And then you go. So there's some funny thing. There's a certain container-like building where you see the picture of the MP and President Mahama. It's like they've cleared every building and they've left some simple. It's like some container building on the left side. Then you see Bahama and Edem Avenue, or is it Sedem Avenue?
Yeah, it's Sedem Avenue.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I think the company needs to be more. I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but for me, it doesn't make sense to live like this large place and then cars are struggling on 2 small lanes, dusty, rough.
But I think we do know that they have had challenges with related matters, and which explain why they abandoned site for some time. And the minister graciously recently met with them, and they decided that there was need to resume the work. Hopefully, things are smoother.
Once the minister has promised you, just do the work.
Charlie, it's not about promise. If you go over for Nogbema, catch out. So you need to first of all have the money and go there and say, I want to buy cement. I want to buy, bitumen. If you don't have the money, you can't do it. So when we cry for the hawk, we should also cry for
the problem is that the way that road is, if you don't finish it on time, it will become more expensive to finish because they've done the overhead things. Some of the things are very, very. It's a very big road.
Yep.
It's probably the most. I think the biggest road project in Ghana in a long time.
Yeah.
So
Seriously.
This Accra that we live, where can you reside peacefully?
Oh, but if they finish that stretch,
they finish.
Yeah, and I hope.
Where can you reside peacefully?
Yes. Because at every point in time, it gets better. You have some peace of mind for a year or two. Something will emerge. You see, after they fix the road, you wait.
Oh, it'd be. you know the stretch that you use that is well made.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was really good.
From Ofanko to Pokwasi, and then some parts of Pokwasi. It's really nice. If they finish that road,
top notch,
because I think it's 4 or 5 lanes each and an extra 2 lanes. It's a massive road. It's a very, very, very big road.
To ask me to visit you, I'll not come.
Oh, you come.
He himself, he wants to run away.
That's what I'm saying. If you are right now, we don't ask us to visit you.
Yeah. Anyway, what are the papers saying?
Well, it's dominated by Galamsey and the passing of the Pope. So, front page of the Daily Graphic, Akunta mining license revoked. Ibanalama Kofi Boa, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, on the front page. 34 police commanders reshuffled in Galamsey areas. World mourns Pope
Now
Francis.
they don't trust the police in the Galamsey community.
No, but you shouldn't.
Sometimes they don't even tell them they are coming.
Yeah,
Can you imagine? Police in Galamsey town, they are coming to do operation, don't tell you. Because the police themselves, they are
It should not even just be a reshuffle. They should do an audit of
Yeah.
the people, these people.
Particularly what happened whilst they were there.
They should do a proper audit.
It's true. Of
these police, 34 police officers. They should check them.
100%.
Sky over to
And check how much money they've made.
The Ghanaian Times goes with the Kwewu Business Forum. We are turning the corner. President Mahama telling the folks who gathered there. Tributes pour in from world leaders for Pope Francis's after Pope Francis's death. And then also the government revoking Akonta, this company, mining lease for trespassing Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve.
Yep.
And then if you go further into the story, women empowerment or the newspaper, women empowerment in Chiame, minority leader pledges support.
Front page of the Hawk newspaper this morning. From our focus 89 cities to empty coffers. NPP can't pay staff just 4 months after exit. There's a photo of Stephen Ayensu in team there. Is he there?
He's there.
As chairman?
Yes. Why?
He's on the front page of Daily Guide. They are going on a tour.
Sir?
Yeah, they are going
So that was which paper?
This is the Hawk newspaper.
All right. What are the Chronicle?
The Chronicle says Yohunu orders detention of 3 cops over alleged $70 theft. Oh, this is a lot of money. Also, the story about Konta mining here on the front page, and I saw a video of the minister crying at some point. And Frema Foundation celebrates Easter with assurance of hope for the needy.
Front page of the Daily Guide this morning, Bernard, Konta Mining's story is here. Baumia NPP begin thank you tour. It's a photo of a smiling Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Police seize illegal ammunition in Volta region. You should see the photos, Bernard.
Illegal ammunition.
Yeah.
And there's also one thing they got at Red Coast, drugs. Charlie, all kinds of things. So
The Crusading Guide, which is the new Crusading Guide, says minority cautions government over hasty introduction of new policies on mining. Some other stories here on the front page.
Front page of the BNFT, Bernard, and I have a couple of business papers. 3 oil refineries, 5 petrochemical plants to be constructed. Commercial grade nickel discovered in Oti region. Normally these kind of discoveries always come with problems. This also says, viewers, let's watch this video. Content creation and copyright in the digital era. Something I'm very interested in.
Yeah,
all right.
a very interesting one. The New Republic says going, basically chasing the Chief Justice out of office. So that is what they are saying on the front page. And then also 219 victims freed from cyber crime hell.
Front page of the Graphic Business. Economic storm over. President declares, but economists caution moderation. Banks hit by soaring MPOs. You know, this declaration, it has proved hazardous to the political health of several politicians in this country. We are turning a curve.
Yeah. And then finally from me, the Daybreak newspaper says NIB probe drip chop. So basically the photograph of the chief of staff is here, Joseph Masiawe Japan is here, and Irene Natoshi on the front page. And alarm blows over shady RCC 64 recruitment.
let me take you online. Akonta mining Galamsey allegations politically motivated. This is their response to the announcement by government. As you read, the minority is also cautioning government on their mining decisions, saying it could spark job losses and repel investors. Now, Bank of Ghana's recapitalization and why government must tread cautiously. Neil Atielate's article. Stephen Opuni says his prosecution was unjust and he was innocent. Meanwhile, Julius Debra says Kwewu Business Forum to be expanded to include more financial sectors. Now, IMF is raising concerns over rising trade uncertainty and tariffs, and then government slightly misses T-bill target despite investor rebound. Of course, the Catholic Church is to hold a national memorial mass in honor of Pope Francis. The bishops are going to lead this. If you go to Channel 1 News, Akonta Mining refused Galamsey claims in Tano Nimiri Forest. Other stories, Tamale Teaching Hospital launches probe into alleged negligence following patient's death. And then Baumia and PP execs to embark on nationwide thank you tour. Other stories, Fire Guard Squad, so SDA training and midwifery training college hostel. And then ECOWAS, ECHO and Central Bank dream still alive according to Foreign Minister Ablakwa as ECOWAS launches its 50th anniversary celebrations in Accra. And then Citi FM Channel 1 support Basco with donations under Eastern Orphan Project as well as 2 rehabilitation centers. If you go to my Joy Online, a few other stories. Suspected gunmen arrested in Binduri during military cordon and search operation. And then police intercept 30k pieces of ammunition at Tajevu Metrikasa barrier. Do you know that place?
Yep.
Tajevu Metrikasa barrier. You showed the things. Very, very serious indeed. There's another report in the graphic of an attack in northern Mali claimed by one of the Islamist groups.
Very good. That's one is not even the scary one. Just Benin this weekend.
Yeah, sorry, Benin. Yes, sorry, Benin. I wanted to.
So let me actually take off from there.
Yeah, let's go
the
there.
The story in the Ghanaian Times is claiming that the ammunition seized by the police at the barrier was destined for Benin, and the story is on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times by Samuel Agbawode from Ho. Says that the Volta Regional Police Command on Friday intercepted 33,000 ammunition packed in 132 boxes concealed in an Accra Benin-bound Hyundai bus with registration number GR8246Q. Now, the move was part of planned security measures put in place to maintain law and order during the Easter festivities. Now, the Volta Regional Public Affairs Officer of the Police, Superintendent or Deputy Superintendent of Police, Mr. Felix Danku, who made this known at a press conference, said the police personnel on duty at the Tajevu Metrikasa barrier in the Ketuno municipality intercepted a vehicle which had passengers on board, and routine search conducted on the vehicle discovered 60 cartons of AAA cartridges containing 1,000, which is actually 15,000 pieces of AAA, and 72 cartons of BB cartridges also containing 18,000 pieces of BB. What are these for, Papa? Too, you know, are these for shooting birds or
no?
These are serious.
It's a serious thing.
It's a serious thing. Now, linked to that is on page 5 of the Daily Graphic. We've killed 70 soldiers in Benin. Al Qaeda affiliate GNIM has said they killed 70 soldiers in raids on 2 military posts in North Benin, the biggest death count claimed by jihadists in the country in over a decade of activity in West Africa. The West African state and its coastal neighbor Togo have suffered a series of attacks in recent years as groups linked to Islamic State and Al Qaeda have expanded their presence beyond the Sahel region to the north. And this is a growing concern for the past 2 or 3 years. The spread from inner Sahel to coastal West Africa.
So
that
now,
is
northern
Benin,
Togo, northern
Ghana.
Benin. It's very serious. Now,
And
if you
something
link
we
that
really
to
need to take
our
seriously.
story, so now if you come to our area, there's a development in Binduri where we're told that there was a murder and some arrests have been made. Suspected gunman arrested in Binduri, which is in the northeastern corner of Ghana, during military cordon operation. And this story is from the armed forces. The Ghana forces has confirmed that they have arrested a suspected gunman during a cordon and search operation in Binduri as part of intensified efforts to restore calm in the Boko enclave. According to a spokesperson, a statement issued by the GAF, the operation was launched in the early hours of Monday after troops deployed at Binduri had sporadic gunfire coming from the Binduri Central Market area. Personnel moved swiftly to the location and cordon of the area. A combined team from the 11th Mechanized Battalion and the Joint Task Force, supported by the police, proceeded to conduct a detailed search to identify and apprehend those involved, the statement read. In addition to the arrest, the troops retrieved a cache of weapons and military gear, including an AK-47 rifle, a G3 rifle, 370 rounds of M16 and AK-47 ammunition, 128 rounds of G3 ammunition, and empty. Charlie, plenty things from this same person and that they found. And the statement was signed by Brigadier General Emmanuel Agrikwashi.
Okay.
Now take me to Galamsey now.
Before I do that, though, I just want to draw your attention quickly to this story of...
Is Galamsey?
Okay, so it's related to Galamsey.
Yeah, it's Galamsey.
Then let me just do with Akunta mining, then we'll talk about the police officers.
Okay, then go ahead.
So that we link the two?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so front page of the Daily Graphic, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Nama Kofi-Boa, has directed the Minerals Commission to immediately revoke the mining lease of Akunta Mining Company Limited, a mining entity linked to the Ashanti regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party. This follows the alleged discovery that the company and its associates were neck deep in illegal mining activities in the Samaboy enclave of the Western North region in contravention of the Mineral and Mining Act. Mr. Aboa gave the directive after an intelligence-led raid on 6 mining sites by the Security Agencies and Forestry Commission guards, which led to the arrest of 51 illegal miners and the confiscation of 30 excavators and other equipment in the operations of those sites. You can get the Daily Graphic today for more details.
Okay, so the IGP is ordering the detention of 3 officers. Now, John Bediako, writing for the Chronicle, says the police have apprehended the suspect behind the theft of some $70,000 from a Nigerian national just 2 days after the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Tete Yohunu, ordered the detention and interdiction of 3 policemen linked to the investigation. After the arrest, the police recovered $10,000 and some amount of Ghana cedis from the suspect, 31-year-old Abdul Manaf Lawal, aka Doctor. However, our source close to the Accra Regional Police Command, who are conducting an inquiry into the bizarre occurrence, fell short of stating whether the said amount retrieved will be used as part of exhibits that the criminal investigators will rely on to advance.
Meanwhile, the company has denied allegations of engaging in illegal mining within the Tano Nimri forest following the revocation of its license by the minister. At a press briefing held on Monday, the minister accused the company owned by Ashanti Regional Chairman of MPP Bernard of operating unlawfully within forest reserves without the necessary permits. The minister explained that while the company holds a valid license to operate outside forest reserves, it had encroached upon the Aboy and Tano Nimri reserves. In response, the company issued a statement rejecting the allegations of false and misleading and described the revocation of its license as a breach of natural justice.
Linked to this Galamsey story, also on page 13 of the Daily Graphic, 34 police commanders have been reshuffled in Galamsey areas. The affected commands include Chakradia, Sankrogwa, and Takwa, all in the western region, in Kari and Bekwa in the Ashanti, and Yinemen in Sawem. So, through sources, says the list features Assistant Commissioner of Police Jonathan Elamte of the Gambaga Divisional Command moving to take charge of the Chakradi Divisional Command, while ACP Thomas Oseabebu moves from the Sankrogwa Divisional Command to head the Yendi Divisional Command in the northern region. Then goes on to list other commanders who have been moved around.
Still in the space, the minority is cautioning government over hasty introduction of new policies on mining. That story is on the front page of the New Crusading Guide. Details on page 3 of the newspaper, and it says the minority in parliament has cautioned government that its recent decisions in the mining sector could stifle growth, drive away foreign investment, and lead to increased job losses. Now, in a letter dated April 21, 2025, addressed to the Ministers of Finance and Lands and Natural Resources, the opposition described a series of recent policies as potentially dire for the country's economic stability. It was signed by Kojo Nkrumah, who is the ranking member on Economy and Development Committee of the Parliament.
Let me take you to Kwewu, where it was business and pleasure over the weekend. Front page of the Graphic Business says economic storm over. President declares. President John Dramani Mahama has declared that the turbulent times are over, signaling a rebound of the economy. Addressing trade captains at the Kwewu Business Forum at the weekend, the president cites the early signs of macroeconomic stability as a pointer. Two economists have, however, urged caution at the president's declaration and urged the government to tackle structural deficiencies in the economy. The Daily Graphic also has more details of this on page 13. Kwewu Mahama unveils vision for private sector. President has stated that the government is committed to empowering Ghanaians to become business owners and drivers of enterprise. Quote, our focus is not only on attracting foreign investment, we are equally committed to empowering Ghanaians to become owners and drivers of enterprises.
Let me take you now to a story that Bernard will be interested in, because NACOC, we are told, raids Medina Market and Redco Flat as government kicks anti-narcotics operations into action. Now, this story is on page 3 of the New Republic, and it says Narcotics Control Commission launched a successful operation targeting illegal drug activities in the Medina Market and Redco Flat areas. Now, the crackdown aimed at apprehending individuals involved in trading red, your own red, another thing they talk about these days, and other narcotics drugs, resulted in the seizure of a significant amount of illegal or illicit substances. Now, during the operation, law enforcement officials raided various locations, uncovering hidden bunkers used for illegal activities. Now, multiple suspects were detained and thorough searches of the premises were conducted. And it's good to know that today you are speaking to a former drug user.
He has a fascinating story that I think will be useful for our conversation. I wanted to give you two quick stories on the back page of the Graphic. Joint Task Force demolishes illegal structures at Sakumo Ramsar site. This is a story by Benjamin Honam Glover that more illegal structures within the Sakuma Ramsar site in Tema have been demolished. The exercise was carried out yesterday by TDC in collaboration with the National Investigations Bureau and National Security. The exercise took place at Klagon in the Tema West Municipality and Community 10 in the Tema Metropolis in Greater Accra region. Now, they were cited as part of the Sakuma Lagoon buffer, where the land had been filled for construction purposes, narrowing the water course in the process. Also, Alex Ebefia says robust sea defense for Volta region is government's priority. Chief of Staff at the Office of the Vice President has reaffirmed the government's commitment to implementing a robust sea defense system along the coast of the Volta region, describing it as a top priority for his administration.
And on page 3 of the BNFT, commercial grade nickel discovered in Doti region. So the relevant authorities are checking that out. My final story comes to you from page 5 of the Daily Graphic, where a Pentecostal church in South Africa celebrated Easter Sunday with mass wedding ceremonies for around 3,000 people, with many of them entering into polygamous
We should have
marriages.
rather mentioned the Pope's death and the process. We'll talk about that as well for replacing him.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen, for the time here. We'll be back with the business news. Stay with us.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no, say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I live for you. If I believe I'm in your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I'm in your side, fidelity.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Google me. And what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Nashikasi says here, City Business News. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Coming up, International Monetary Fund IMF urges countries impacted by U.S. trade tariffs to intensify implementation of economic policies to protect them from global trade disruptions. Also coming up, Ghana ranks 42nd on list of African countries to be least affected by President Trump's 10% reciprocal duties. And later, farmers in northern region begin accessing funds from government $1 million revolving fund. Let's settle for the details of our stories now. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has called on Ghana and other countries impacted by the United States' 10% trade tariffs to intensify efforts in implementing economic policies that will cushion them from global trade disruptions. Following global trade tensions, the IMF stressed the urgency for countries to prioritize economic stability through bold reforms. Speaking at the 2025 spring meetings of the IMF and World Bank Group, the managing director of the IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, stressed the need for immediate action.
All countries must redouble efforts to put their own houses in order. In a world of higher uncertainty and frequent shocks, there is simply no room for delay in reforms to enhance economic and financial stability and improve growth potential. Economies face the new challenges from a weaker starting point, with public debt burdens that are much higher than just a few years ago. As such, most countries must take resolute fiscal action to rebuild fiscal space, setting out gradual adjustment paths that respect fiscal frameworks. Some countries, however, may experience shocks necessitating renewed fiscal support. This, if it must be provided, should be targeted and temporary.
Kristalina Georgieva is the managing director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Now, Ghana has surpassed a key milestone under its IMF program more than a year ahead of schedule. According to a recent update following a staff-level agreement between the government and the International Monetary Fund, Ghana's international reserves have already exceeded the target set for May 2026. There's more in the following report.
Data from the Bank of Ghana shows that as of February 2025, the country's international reserves stood at $9.3 billion, equivalent to 4 months of import cover. Under the IMF program, Ghana was expected to reach this threshold by mid-2026. This early achievement is seen as a major boost to investor confidence and could bolster the stability of the cedi in the coming months. Analysts say unless the economy is hit by any major external shocks, Ghana is well positioned to exit the IMF program with stronger reserve buffers. The anticipated disbursement of the $370 million from the IMF in June 2025 is also expected to further support the central bank's efforts to sustain macroeconomic stability. Market watchers maintain that the Bank of Ghana should continue refining its liquidity tightening tools while ensuring proactive monitoring of foreign exchange markets to prevent excessive speculation, adding that enhanced coordination between fiscal and monetary policies will help anchor inflation expectations and stabilize the cedi.
That was a Business Desk report filed by my colleague Emmanuel Opong. Now, Ghana will largely escape the sting of new U.S. tariffs, ranking 42nd out of sub-Saharan African nations hit by President Trump's 10% reciprocal duties. Fitch Solutions says cocoa, textiles and select farm exports will take the highest hit, but the broader economy remains insulated. The DR Congo, Somalia and Niger top the list of most exposed, while Ghana avoids the worst. Fitch warns that the region isn't in the clear yet, especially oil exporters who could face deeper shocks if crude prices fail to rebound. Now to some other stories. Some farmers in 12 districts of the northern part of the country have begun the process of assessing funds from the government $1 million revolving fund. The fund, launched by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture in collaboration with the Global Agriculture and Food Security Program and the African Development Bank, is designed to support smallholder farmers across the region. Daniel Udumensa has more in the following report.
The initiative aims to impact the Northern, Upper East, Upper West, Savannah, Northeast, and Oti, reaching 50,000 farmers with a special focus on women and youth who are most vulnerable to food insecurity. The fund's key interventions include improving smallholder farmers' access to climate-smart agricultural inputs for essential staple crops such as maize, rice, soybean, cowpea, and groundnuts. The ministry underscored the timely launch of the fund, noting its role in empowering women farmers who grow vegetables, legumes, and grains. With concessional interest rates and flexible repayment terms, the revolving fund is designed to improve access to financial resources for small and medium-sized enterprises and agribusinesses, which is crucial for boosting production capabilities. The executive director of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Bismarck Norty, confirmed that the registration process is currently in progress.
My understanding is that because it is targeted to the district in northern Ghana, for northern Ghana, their planting season normally starts within from June, July, thereabouts. So the expectation is that hopefully by May, beginning of June, a lot of processes should have been done. In fact, as far as I know, for farmers who are even ready to access the facility, the process to apply has already begun. So farmers in those selected districts, I'm sure that once they are ready to access the facility, they can even start the process. Once they talk to their respective agri directors, they will instruct them as to the procedure to use so that they can benefit.
You heard the Executive Director of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Bismarck Norty, ending that report by Daniel Odu-Mensah. Now, management of the Development Bank Ghana DBG says their participation in the second edition of the Cool Business Forum is a testament to reassure the business community of the commitment of this government to letting the private sector lead the next stage of Ghana's economic transformation agenda. According to management of DBG, it is poised to capitalize on this economic transformation agenda to provide a complete bouquet of products and services to the private sector to help them achieve their vision. The Chief Executive Officer of DBG, Dr. Randolph Inso Ambala, who spoke to Citi Business News, noted that the role of the international development partners in the economic transformation agenda cannot be overemphasized.
One is to reassure the business committee of the commitment of this government to letting the private sector lead the next stage of Ghana's economic transformation agenda. The second aspect of us participating in this is to be able to catalyze that transformation by providing a complete bouquet of services and products to the private sector to help them to be able to achieve that vision. Our development partners are critical, first to our journey so far and to our ability to scale. First of all, we rely on their global experience to be able to develop accurate value propositions that are fit for purpose, and also to be able to build credibility to be able to expand our reach. But the solutions that we implement are evidence-based, driven by a local context, leveraging that global experience and footprint to be able to drive local transformation.
That was the Chief Executive Officer of the Development Bank Ghana DBG, Dr. Randolph Inso Ambala, speaking there. Now let's have a quick market check on the currency brought across some forex bureaus. The dollar is going for 16 cedis, 10 pesos, while the British pound is going for 20 cedis, 40 pesos, and the euro 17 cedis, 30 pesos. Remember that these are the rates being offered by the forex bureaus to the public. And that's all for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
Charlie, where are you? Boss man, I'm at the bank. Really? But your car is in front of your house. Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie. Oh, how? EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale. Oh, wow. Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager. Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
12 minutes past the hour of 7. City Business News was brought to us by EcoBank. Every day people face different emergencies, police, fire, medical. But in Ghana, many Ghanaians don't know the emergency numbers. Well, here's one you want to remember. It's the *770# EcoBank money emergency number. Gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility payments, airtime and data purchases, and more. EcoBank will always be near you to come to your rescue when you dial *770#. So store it on your phone today as EcoBank money emergency number. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. What a busy weekend of sports. Kickoff is coming up shortly with Polytank. Well, this is Ghana. You only get deceived if you're not sure of what you're buying or you don't know the market. When it comes to storage tanks for water, there's only one name, Polytank. For over 30 years, we've been trusted by 3 generations. Make no mistake, always choose Polytank for guaranteed quality. Whether the Rambo, the Hippo, the Sumo, or the Super Sumo, durability is well assured. Polytank, the original, always the best. Papano. Also brought to you by the Lesheho brand. Lesheho Don't Come campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace. Life comes with financial challenges, but with Lesheho, you don't have to face them alone. From now till 30th April, we've reduced our interest rates just for you. Whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expense, we've got the right loan to meet your needs. Simply WhatsApp or call now on 0270-040-799 or 0270-040-733. Lesheho, let's improve life. And there are some classic celebrations that call for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle, just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra Zero W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. Fully synthetic motor oil designed for natural gas using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dead buildup with exceptional cleaning power. Leaves your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry average. So next time, choose Shell Helix Ultra Zero W20 SP, made for premium.
Forest lost 3-1. And Wood's going in again. This time it's in the net and it's going to count. Chris Wood got the touch. Vicario was nowhere. And the Forest fans didn't have to wait too long for a legitimate second goal.
Edwin Kwakufi is here. What a weekend. So much sport in action and a lot more today. Welcome.
Thank you, Bernard. And Chris Wood's 19th Premier League goal of the season sealed a vital 2-1 away victory for Nottingham Forest at Tottenham Hotspur as they continue to change a place in next season's UEFA Champions League. We'll get you some reactions from last night's game. Plus, we'll tell you which 2 teams have joined the Premier League this next season. Also, we'll build up to the upcoming CAF African Schools Football Championship and wrap up with some tennis. Many thanks to Zonda GH, Shell Go Well, Polytank Ghana, and Lesheho, Let's Improve Life. We begin with the journey to unearth Africa's next football stars, which has taken a major step after the draw for the 2025 CAF African Schools Football Championship was held yesterday in Accra. The matches kick off on Wednesday, the 23rd of April, with the final scheduled for Saturday, the 26th of April at the University of Ghana Stadium. My colleague Bernard Abeku-Otre has more in the following report.
The draw for the CAF African Schools Football Championship took place today at the Multi-Choice Ghana Limited head office in Abelempe, Accra. The draw saw participating nations placed into two groups of 4 teams each for the 3rd edition of Africa's largest school football competition. Ghanaian legend Asamoah and Cote d'Ivoire's Clementine Toure assisted the draw, bringing their wealth of experience to the prestigious youth tournament. Chairman of the local organizing committee for the 2025 CAF African Schools Football Championship, Gideon Mensah, has expressed confidence in Ghana's preparation, stating that the country has done an excellent job and is fully ready to host the tournament.
This today means that we are ready, and with a lot of collaboration from the operational team, I think that we have done a very good job and we are ready for the tournament. As for what it means to Ghana, I am sure that even you journalists standing here asking this question would understand that this is big for the country, especially for a country that believes in the development of youth football. And to have the CAF president and the CAF operational team decide to bring this year to Ghana, it means a lot to us already, and we can't wait to start the games.
Ambassador for the African Schools Football Championship, Asamoah, emphasized that the tournament will have a significant impact on the lives of many families. He described it as a great opportunity for children to grow, learn, and benefit both on and off the field.
Yeah, it will create a lot of impact because back in the days, our time, we didn't get that opportunity. You know, our time was just going to PE 10 minutes and then you go back to the class. You know, but this time, CAF have decided to support these kids. You know, it's going to boost the parents' morale to even support their kids to emphasize more on the sports and football as well. You know? So it's a great opportunity for this generation to benefit from it.
Sarah Mukuna, Programs Director of the CAF African Schools Football Championship, says the long-term vision of the project is to ensure that all schools across Africa have fair representation in the championship.
I think what we see in legends like Adebi Pele, like Asamoah is really they dare to dream, and therefore they're there where they are today. And I hope, and I'm sure their presence will inspire the youth that are there now.
That report was put together by my colleague Bernard Abeku-Otre. Well, let's look at how the draws for the boys and girls football tournament panned out last night. In the girls competition, Group A has Ghana, the host nation, with Morocco, Benin, and Malawi. In Group B, you have South Africa, the DR Congo, Uganda, and the Gambia. For the boys competition, in Group A, Ghana, host nation, with Uganda, South Africa, and Algeria, while Group B has Tanzania, Senegal, La Côte d'Ivoire, and DR Congo. Away from that, after 2 days of training in Cairo for the Under-20 African Cup of Nations, Ghana's Black Satellites will face Zambia in a friendly later this evening at 6 p.m. The game set to take place at the Philippe Gardens Hotel football grounds in Cairo will allow coach Desmond Ofe and his technical team to test strategies honed during their final preparations. The Black Satellites are in Group C and will kick off their tournament on May the 2nd against the Democratic Republic of Congo. Let's get some reactions and hear from the head coach, Desmond Ofe.
We are very fortunate to come early to Egypt to acclimatize. The conditions are really good. The training pitch is really nice. Facility is fantastic, good food. So we are in a good space so that we can really work and focus and try to get to our level as soon as possible. Yeah, the training facility is fantastic, like I just mentioned. The pitch is really nice, it's really good, well cut. So I think the conditions are really good. Sets really well for us to like I said, get to our maximum level individually and then collectively as well. So to fine-tune what we need to do right now.
That was the head coach of Ghana's Black Satellites, Desmond Ofe. In Kumasi, Asante Kotoko half-sacked head coach Prosper Nate Ogum. Ogum sacking follows Sunday's 2-0 loss to Nations FC in the Ghana Premier League. The defeat was the second in a row for Ogum's Kotoko, who are winless now in 4 league matches. To Europe, and let's go to the Premier League. Well, Nottingham Forest boosted their Champions League hopes as an impressive victory against Tottenham moved them back up to 3rd in the Premier League. The visitors started the day 6th but were in a determined mood from the outset as Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to get the results that would see them climb back up the table. Let's hear from Forest boss Nuno Espirito Santo speaking after the win over his former side.
Well, Nuno, what a night, what a win. That was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you see the fans. There's no better way to finish the game when we walk and see our fans celebrating. The way they support the team. I'm not answering your question because my first words must go to our fans. Because they are the ones that give it the extra run. They are the ones that push the players to give it all. We cannot thank them enough. Thank you.
They're the ones that have been perhaps feeling the pressure over the last couple of days, seeing the other sides at the top of the Premier League win. You were laid a gauntlet down over the weekend and you certainly responded tonight.
Yeah, colleagues, it was about the intention to bounce back. Not the results were no good. That hurts, but it hurts more.
That was Nottingham Forest boss Nuno Espirito Santo. Later tonight, we gear up for the start of match week 34. Manchester City hosts Aston Villa at the Etihad Stadium. That match kicks off at 7 p.m. Here's Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola.
And after Aston Villa will be the game against Wolves, will be final again, Southampton, because every point, every game counts. But it's a contender to qualify for the Champions League, both games, and you see the game against my friend Luis Enrique, PSG. Wow, I was really, really impressed. They can play low block and play away, but when they decide to go with the weapons they have, the speed they have, the set pieces, they're incredible, well organized with Unai. It's a final, and we need our people because I think our people won the Champions League next season again, and hopefully can help us for the minute one. Don't wait. Sometimes we are sloppy. Sometimes we're not playing good. It's that now we need them. We need them desperately.
That was Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola speaking ahead of tonight's game against Aston Villa. And of course, that game will be live on 97.3 City FM. Kickoff again is at 7 p.m. Staying in the Premier League, and Burnley clinched promotion back to the English top flight with a win that also sent Leeds United up and consigned Sheffield United to the Championship playoffs. Let's get some reactions first from Daniel Farker, the head coach of Leeds.
It's never easy, because you don't just have to lead the players, you have to lead the whole group of people who work for this club, sometimes even the press and the journalists, all our supporters, and it costs lots of energy, but we've done it in the end. I'm pretty proud of the lads. It's a very heavy shirt to wear, and we have delivered in great style, and also fully deserved to be back in the Premier League where we belong.
Well, that was Daniel Farker, the head coach of Leeds. Let's head to Turf Moor, where Scott Parker, the head coach of Burnley, also spoke after the game last night.
That means everything really. Set on a mission at the start of this year to get promoted. Early on in the season, there was a lot of ups and downs, and the journey, what we've gone on really, and where we currently are has been nothing short of incredible, really. I think fundamentally just ultimately proud of a young group and a group of players here that have committed, give everything, followed instruction, and we got to the Premier League, mate.
That was Burnley head coach Scott Parker, and you had a bit of the celebrations as well. Finally, some tennis, and Holger Rune spoiled the party in the final of the Barcelona Open by stunning home favourites Carlos Alcaraz 7-6, 6-2. Rune broke his 13th match losing streak against top 5 players to claim his first title since winning in Munich in 2023. And that's the latest in the world of sport. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Zonja GH, Shell Go Well, Politan Ghana, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I'm Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, mama, mama. Let's share go, we improve your life. Politank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Politank, we get some more.
The best. There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra SP020, made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
This April, 97.3 Citi FM invites you to join us for a powerful journey of faith, reflection, and connection in our seasons of prayer. As we step into this season of renewal, we bring you a month-long special encounter that will uplift your spirit and strengthen your soul. Whether you're seeking peace, guidance, or simply a deeper connection in faith, this is the perfect opportunity to come together in prayer and find inspiration in the midst of daily life issues. It's time to reflect, refuel, and reconnect. So, mark your calendars, gather your loved ones, and be part of something truly reviving. Seasons of Prayer is on 97.3 Citi FM this April. Stay tuned and let's pray together for brighter days ahead. It's from the 1st to the 30th of April 2025. Tune in to Midnight Cry from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. This is your day from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. and prayer encounter from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Call 0244-981112 for more information. Let the power of prayer guide you this season. Seasons of Prayer is powered by 97.3 Citi FM.
Did you know?
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. Imagine this. You're between jobs, your salary delays, or your business isn't bringing in cash like before. What's your plan? If you don't have savings, you might end up borrowing under pressure or relying on others. But with an emergency fund, you can handle your expenses without panic. Just 200 cedis a month can build a strong cushion over time. Petra is here to help you stay prepared, so no matter what happens, you're still in control. Dial *447 *70# to speak to a financial advisor today. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Did you know that the UK and Europe offer some of the best high-paying jobs and career opportunities for Ghanaians? But first, you would need to understand the UK and Europe job market, the courses that are in high demand, and the universities that offer the best partial scholarships. Now, Best Education Services warmly invites you to the 2025 UK and Europe Education and Career Fair this April. Come and apply instantly for admissions into courses with paid internship and high graduate employment, partial scholarship from universities and courses sponsored under UK government scholarship schemes. Special opportunities exist for people interested in healthcare, social work, construction, engineering, multimedia communications, and information technology. Come and learn about the UK post-study work visa and pathway to the skills worker visa. The date, 22nd April 2025. Time is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Venue is Ibis Style Hotel, Airport City. Best Education UK and Europe Education and Career Fair is free, so register now by calling or WhatsApping 025 629 9707.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Back when I had a little, I thought that I needed a lot. A little was overrated, but a lot was a little too complicated. See, zero didn't satisfy me, a million didn't make me happy. That's when I learned the lesson, that it's all about your perceptions. Hey, are you a popper or a superstar? So you act, so you feel, so you are. It ain't about the size of your car, it's about the size of the faith in your heart. There's hope, it doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to laugh, you better thank God for that. There's hope, it doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to laugh.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The backcountry of Brazil, I met a young brother that made me feel that I could accomplish anything. You see, just like me, he wanted to sing. He had no window windows and no doors. He lived a simple life and was extremely poor. On top of all of that, he had no eyesight, but that didn't keep him from seeing the light. He said, oh, it's like in the USA, and all I did was complain. He said, living here is paradise. He taught me paradise is in your mind. You know that there's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to laugh. You better thank God for that. There's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to laugh. You better thank God for that. There's hope. Every time I turn on the TV, there's hope. Somebody's acting crazy. There's hope. Let it, it'll drive you crazy. There's hope. But I'm taking back my power today. There's hope. Gas prices, they just keep on rising. There's hope. The government, they keep on lying. We gotta keep on surviving. Keep living our truth and do the best we can do. Cause there's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to laugh. You better thank God for that. Yeah, yeah, there's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to laugh. You better thank God for that. Hey, 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 there's hope. Stand up for your right. Keep shining your light. And show the world you're strong.
$7:37. Couple of nice tracks to set you up for the rest of the week. Another big thank you to all our listeners who supported us on the Easter Orphan Project. And of course, this year we added a flavor, visited 2 rehabilitation centers. Very important work they're doing, and it happens under the radar. A lot of times we spend time talking about what the problem is in society. So yeah, there's an opioid situation, drug abuse, crime. But there are also people trying in their own small ways to solve problems. And I was very, very happy with the work I saw at one of these rehabilitation centers yesterday. And I think sometimes we need to also highlight those to give more balance to the coverage and to also give hope. And for also those who want to support to know who to support. So yeah, later in this morning I'll be chatting to one of the people who run these facilities. But we'll start with mining. Government has revoked the Akonta company's mining lease for trespassing the Tano Nimri Forest Reserves. We'll speak to some officials on this. The company itself is disputing the basis for government's action. That's one of our stories for the morning. And what are the chances of Cardinal Apia Texan becoming the next pope? Well, my sources say it's not that great, and there's a background to it. We'll try and get you some more insight into that. I'm sure for those of you who are interested in these matters, the Conclave movie has become one that you want to watch again. But are you ready to drive innovation and take the next steps in your career? Apply for Ashesi University's master's programs which combine world-class education with African relevance. Regardless of your career aspirations, an Ashesi master's program equips you with the skills, the ethics, and network to lead boldly. Applications are open for the 2025 cohort, so learn more at ashesi, ashesi.edu.gh. Yeah. And we understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities and societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspires. That's why we've created the She Business account at APSA, tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you. With collateral-free loans of up to 2 million cedis, insurance coverage, discounted loan, interest loan rates, and capacity building programs. The She Business account is the banking solution for you. Visit the nearest APSA branch or call 0302-429-150 for more information. Your story matters, APSA.
And birthday messages loading. Bernard, let me start with this one. Wishing my lovely, glamorous, and evergreen wife, Emilia Eugenia Dankwa of the ECG head office, a joyous happy birthday. May the Lord bless you bountifully with the blessings of Abraham, Joseph, and David, and answer all your secret prayers. We love and appreciate you dearly. This is from your husband, Engineer Bernardo Usu Dankwa, and son Samuel, as well as the entire Dankwa, Afayizu, and Ej families.
Okay. And then
also happy birthday to Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, Member of Parliament for Damongo and former Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Wishing you long life and good health. From this is Kofi Chair Martin Kofigo,
okay,
who is sending this one. Also, let me see. Happy birthday to Anthony Kobna Arthur, team lead for marketing and advertising at Access Bank Ghana. God bless your new age in all endeavors.
Then there's one to Mrs. Maria Bankas Abalu. Happy birthday to you. And what are the chances of getting our man to be the new pope? My sources say it's not looking that great, because the way this thing works is that there's a college of cardinals who choose the next pope, and some of it is pretty tribal in the sense of where you're from and that kind of thing. So there are only 18 African cardinals. There are about 53 cardinals from Europe, of which about half of them are from Italy or something. So we'll come to that shortly. Yeah, but the Apostolic Nunciature in Ghana issued an official statement on the passing of His Holiness Pope Francis. I just read a couple of paragraphs of this. It's with profound sorrow that the Apostolic Nunciature in Ghana announces to the civil authorities, the Episcopal Conference, the clergy, the religious, and all faithful in Ghana that His Holiness Pope Francis peacefully passed away on Monday, 21 April 2025 at 7:35 a.m. on the liturgical feast of Easter Monday at the Vatican. The Holy Father devoted his entire pontificate to the service of the Universal Church, promoting the gospel of mercy, fraternity, and peace. His pastoral leadership, spiritual depth, and tireless commitment to the dignity of every human being have left an indelible mark on the life of the Church and on humanity. The Apostolic Nunciature invites all the Catholic faithful, people of goodwill, and members of other religious traditions in Ghana to join in prayer for the eternal repose of the soul of the late pontiff, and trusting him to the loving embrace of the risen Lord, whom he served with humility and unwavering faith. Further information concerning liturgical commemorations and acts of homage in Ghana will be communicated in due course. In this moment of grief, the Apostolic Nunciature renews its expression of deep spiritual closeness and gratitude to the good people of Ghana, its highest authorities, and particularly to the entire Catholic community, and avails itself of this opportunity to assure all of its highest considerations. So that's very nice diplomatic language.
Yeah. And
I was asking,
for the Catholic community in Ghana and the rest of the world, our condolences. A pope that we all followed as journalists, because he was very much in the public eye.
Quite a dynamic pope.
Moved around a lot, traveled a lot. One of my favorite things to watch on YouTube back in the day was when he was named, the reactions when he was named pope, and also some of the things he used to do, like surprise visits, that sort of thing, and traveled a lot to spread the gospel. I think he was looking at the work he did after the resignation of Pope Benedict. He made an impact.
Yes,
he made an impact.
One of the popes from what you can call the so-called third world country, and quite charismatic when he was initially announced. So in my lifetime, I've seen Pope John Paul, who's Polish,
and then you've seen
Pope Benedict, who's German, and Pope Francis, who's Argentine. I'm told that there are 252 cardinals, and of which 135 are electors. So 53 of the electors are from Europe, 23 from Asia, 20 from North America, 18 from Africa, and 17 from South America. And there are 4 from Oceania. So, and Italy has 17 of the 52 from Europe. And I'm told the Italians think they deserve a pope. You know, most popes have come from Italy historically. But for at least for the past, 40 years, we've not had an Italian pope. So it looks like maybe unless God intervenes.
No, the voting will tell, I guess. I think we all cannot sit here and even hazard guesses as to what motivates.
No, but there are people who know. There are people who know these things who are telling you that if they for example, they read Vatican news, they know Vatican politics, and they can tell you that there are some Italian cardinals in pole position, and that it will be very surprising if a non-Italian were made pope.
Yes, but I also think that maybe the age will matter a bit, because this pope was there from 2013.
Yeah.
Benedict had to resign.
Yeah, he was. Age didn't help him.
Parolin, the Italian pope, the Italian cardinal, he's pretty old.
But there are others.
He's 70.
There are others.
You know,
but 70 is a good age.
Yeah, but he is the number one candidate.
But this guy is 88. So even if you give a pope at 70, he has at least 15, 20, 30, 40. Who knows how long he'll live?
So,
I mean, the president of Ghana, he was 82 or something when he left office. And until last couple of years, Pope Francis was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you look after yourself. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I get your point. Youth, and the other things that don't forget that some people don't want to give the thing to a young person because you stay on for long. Because, you know, in these elections, you don't have to think about
those things.
Yeah, because it's just, look, they should just go through the process and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Process.
Let me deal with Galamsey though, because this weekend the Ministry of Mines sent out a statement and basically said that they had done a surgical operation, that's your word, on the Akonta mining. Now, Amakofi-Boa ordered the Minerals Commission to revoke the mine license of Akonta mining. According to the minister, the company was aiding illegal mining in the Tanonimri Forest Reserve, which was not part of their lease. The minister revealed that over 30 excavators were seized and a number of people arrested. Here are excerpts of what the minister said.
One of the most egregious cases we have uncovered involves Akonta Mining Company Limited, a company legally registered and granted a government lease to mine responsibly of reserve outside the forest. The company, however, does not possess an entry permit into the forest reserve of the Samra-Boy Enclave of the Western North region. Yet, investigations reveal that Akonta Mining has flagrantly abused this lease. In August, as you recall, in August 2022, the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the Ghana Police, made some arrests of persons associated with Akonta Mining, encroaching on the forest reserves, specifically Compact 161. The docket was supposedly transferred to Accra for further action, and yet nothing was heard of it. So far, we have seized about 30 excavators. 5 have been required impounded at the operation base, 2 pump action guns loaded with 5 and 2 rounds of BP cartridges each, 1 single barrel gun retrieved. We have confiscated 2 Toyota Hellos pickups, 1 Toyota RAV4, 4 motorbikes, and a cache of mining equipment. All suspects have been transported to Accra and in the custody of the Ghana Police Service pending prosecution. In light of the overwhelming evidence, I have authorized the Minerals Commission to immediately take steps to revoke the lease of Akonta Mining with immediate effect. I've directed the Forestry Commission officials connected to these illegalities be immediately interdicted pending further investigations and prosecution. Security agencies have been notified to investigate security officers who have had dealings with Akonta mining in this particular forest reserve.
So that was Minister Ama Kofi Boa. In response, Akonta Mining has issued a statement rejecting allegations as false and misleading and described the revocation of their license as a breach of natural justice. Quote, "We are not responsible for the activities in the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve. That responsibility lies solely with the Forestry Commission and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources," the company said. "It is deeply concerning these state institutions are shifting blame onto a private company that has never been granted access to the said forest reserve. The decision by the minister to publicly accuse us and call for the revocation of our license without any investigation or hearing is not just unfair, it's a clear breach of natural justice and a politically motivated act," the statement said. Akonta Mining also reiterated its commitment to operating within the law and maintaining transparency in its operations. "We wish to assure the Ghanaian public that Akonta Mining has nothing to hide. We remain committed to transparency, legal compliance, and environmental responsibility. All our documents, permits, and official correspondences are available for public scrutiny," the company said. Now, let's talk to the Minerals Commission on what action they've taken since this raid. Isaac Andrew Stando is the Deputy Chief Executive of the Minerals Commission. He's in charge particularly of small scale and industrial minerals. Good morning, sir. Thanks for your time.
Good morning, Bernard.
Wonderful. So was the Minerals Commission part of the raid that took place over the Easter period on this mining company?
So, Bernard, good morning and good morning to your listeners. So, we were aware of the operations, though we were not actively involved because it was mainly the security forces that actually conducted the operations, but we were fully in the know of the actions.
And so, did they notify you before or during or after the process?
So I was with the minister when the action actually began. So I have been in the known from inception to when the operations were concluded.
Great. So what is your understanding as a Minerals Commission of the offense of Akonta Mining?
Come again, Bernard.
What is your understanding of the company's offense or violation, for which reason the minister has asked you to revoke their license?
So, Bernard, a little bit of background. So, Akonta Mining has got some leases, and they have some other leases that are pending. The forests we are in question at the moment, they don't have lease for them. And the areas, they even have leases. I mean, the process of the lease is something that we all admit that we need to look at. Because when a lease is granted, you would have to go to EPA for environmental permits, go to water resources for water permits, and then come back to the Minerals Commission for operating permits before you can start mining. So just having the license alone is not enough for people to commence mining. But what we have seen is that as soon as a permit is granted, people just jump into conclusion and start mining, which in itself amount to illegalities. So yes, they have some permits, but they don't have the other permits to work in certain areas. But the forests where the actions took place, they have no permit at all. So on the basis of having a permit and not having the other required clearance to be able to do your job and conducting mining activities, in itself amount to illegality. So on the basis of that is why we are revoking all the permits that they have.
So is it your understanding that they were found within the forest reserve actually doing the mining, or it's a reported speech? Because I ask whether you were involved in the process, because the minister has directed that your organization revokes their license since you are the issuing authority, of course, with the permission of the minister. So were they caught red-handed? Is there evidence? Did you take journalists? Do you have videos of them actually mining in the forest?
So,
because they are denying it. The company denies it. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, so Bernard, no one just gets up to conduct such an operations without due diligence. There were background investigations, there are videos, there are coordinates of the areas that these actions were taking place. So I'm actually surprised about the earlier letter you wrote. I'm yet to look at it, but there was a clear-cut violation of what ought not to be done. Yes, there are coordinates, there are photos, there are videos, there are evidences of what was happening within that forest.
So do we know how long they had been mining in that forest reserve before this operation?
So if you could remember, and if you could check the minister's statement, of course, I joined the Minerals Commission in February, but from the narrative, and then there was also a couple of stories online. In August 2022, I think the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of Ghana Police, arrested some people in the compartment 161, and which was a whole lot of noise across the country. And then eventually, there were some news from other quarters saying that these guys were not engaged in illegal mining. We didn't see the head and tail of the story. But for what we have now, for the intelligence we have now, for the coordinates we have now, for the videos we have now, it is more than enough to go after the perpetrators. In any case, the AG has been advised to pick up some of this conversation and make sure that the powers that are behind some of these perpetrations are brought to book.
So the minister said that this operation resulted from undercover investigations which showed the company was operating unlawfully. The company says that they feel like you should have at least conducted an investigation, but to just arbitrarily, or at least that's what they are saying, to just announce in a press conference that they are involved in illegal mining in the forest, and then to publicly direct that they have their license revoked is not fair. Does the Minerals Commission intend to go through any process before revoking their license, or as we speak, their license stands revoked?
Well, we just go straight ahead to revoke the license. If they have any cause to come against or file against the decision, they have every right to do so. But we have enough evidence not to let them continue with what they are doing. In any case, this is just the beginning. People can write letters or write rebuttals and stuff in the newspaper. I don't think it's anything I would bother my head with that. I would leave the AG to process and start with its work and make sure that the noise we've been making, at least the brains behind some of these catastrophic activities, are dealt with in a manner that will put other people away.
Are you surprised about the scale of what the minister said was found? He lists 51 people arrested, including 8 Chinese, 30 excavators, 5, weapons, 2, quite pretty serious stuff, in one raid. Is this normal for the type of operation that it was?
But it's not normal, but we're going to do more. We're going to do more. We're going to go after people. And things are in place to make sure that we succeed against this fight. As we speak, we have over 150 excavators seized. That is quite huge, but we will continue. This government will not relent on its fight against this galamsey and make sure that we succeed and get our water bodies and our forests back into states they deserve.
Whilst this Akonta issue was going on, we just got report that the police service has also arrested 47 suspects and seized significant haul of equipment and weapons in the western region, particularly Samreboy. And this arrest, we are told, followed a 4-day intelligence-led anti-galamsey operation which began on April 17. So is it that there are concurrent operations happening as we speak? Because this seems to be around the same time that the tunnel one was announced.
I think it's the same thing, if my memory serves me right, because the tunnel forest and then the river, this operation was around the Samreboy. So I think it's the same discussion.
No, actually, because then it's interesting because in the Akonta one, 51 people were arrested, but in this one from the western region, we are told it was 47 people, and the source of this story is the police. So I'm not sure if it's the same place. They mentioned 17 excavators, 1 bulldozer, 4 motorbikes, 2 Toyota Hiluxes, and a wide range of heavy-duty equipment. I'm not sure. Maybe you have the facts. But the other question I have for you has to do with Forestry Commission officials, because the minister also said that there are some Forestry Commission officials who were colluding with the company and taking monies. Can you elaborate a bit on that? As in, a state agency officials aiding the illegal miners?
Yes, so I mean, the underground works that were done indicates that there are people that are being paid with taxpayers' money that are actually part of this syndicate. So we're going to bring everybody to book. And even with the Minerals Commission, we are also looking within ourselves whether our officials, our inspectors, anybody is a party to this particular disastrous activity. But yes, the point is we are committed in fighting this, and we'll fight it too.
It's interesting that the IGP is saying that he's doing a reshuffle of police commanders stationed in Galamsey hotspots. That says a lot about the way the fight has gone, right? That the police doesn't even trust its officers working in these mining communities, and therefore this morning we are told that he's reshuffling 38 of them. I mean, that's pretty interesting, isn't it?
It is. And Bernard, when you are dealing with money, it's a very complicated thing. And when you leave people in a place for a long time, familiarity would set in, people would make friends, people will get closer to people, and they will be able to influence their decision. So that was the recommendations right from the beginning, that if it is possible, we don't allow people to stay at one place for a long time so they can build relationship and it becomes difficult for them to do their job. But yes, that would happen. We need people to come. We need people to make sure they do their job as they're being paid with the taxpayers' money.
Finally, what about the accusation that this is a politically motivated arrest? Because we know that Akonta mining has something to do with Bernard Ntwebo-Esiakun, MPP chairman for Ashanti region. And so basically, they are saying if you are going to arrest or you are going to clamp down on Akonta, what did you do when the NDC constituency chairman for Our Win was accused by his chiefs of engaging in Galamsey? I mean, was he arrested? Was he questioned? Because if you are going to be arresting people for Galamsey, we need to know that you are not doing it on a political basis. What's your comment on that?
Bernard, I disagree. I mean, if you want to start any work, you will start from somewhere and end somewhere. And I think right from the start, the minister made a statement in some of our press conferences that nobody can hide behind party colors to commit such perpetration. So whether NDC, NPP, it really doesn't matter. The state machinery or the state institution ought to do their job and make sure that we protect our environment and the people of Ghana. I will not go into anything politics. I mean, I have a job to do, and my job to make sure, I protect the environment and also the people of Ghana, and that is exactly what we are doing. So, for the fact,
but do you agree that at least the? I'm just saying that. Do you agree that there should be an investigation of the allegation against the NDC constituency chairman for our win?
No, it's not that. I know that case is also being followed to the latter. You remember the case where the judge ruled that the police released the excavators and whatever.
Yeah.
You remember
yes,
that
yes.
issue?
Last 2 weeks.
And the judge quickly had to make a U-turn. Even the judge, we're still not done with the judge. We're still not done with those perpetrators. So it's a whole broad game. I mean, it's not about MPP, NDC. And then let me urge Ghanaians that in this fight, if we don't come together as one and bring these guys to book, and we continue to do MPP, NDC, then we've lost the fight. This is a fight for humanity. This is a fight for the next generation. This is a fight to protect the land that our forefathers have given us.
Definitely.
As far as I'm concerned, we are out there to wage a war. It doesn't matter, and nobody will.
Definitely.
And so far, Bernard, I can tell you that we haven't approached any site or anybody or any activity for anyone to pick a phone call to call us to say, guys, stop this work, they are our people. No, the president has given us he has thrown his weight behind us to make sure that we bring this fight to.
All right. Thank you. I raised that matter not because I wanted to politicize it. I just felt like basically I need to remind you. Yeah. So it's not because we want to politicize it at all. Yeah. Once somebody's accused of engaging in galamsey, they should be investigated, and if they are found culpable, the law should take its course. So I just wanted to state that point. But thank you so much for talking to us. I appreciate your time.
Sure.
Yes. So we've been speaking to the Deputy CEO of the Minerals Commission, Andrews Isaac Tando, bringing time to 7 minutes past 8. Tech and social media trends next, brought to you by Telecel. If you're looking for the best value data and voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs, at Telecel we understand that everyone has their own preference. That's why we have the unbeatable made for me bundles made just for you. They are affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for you. So dial *530# or download the Telecel Play app today to subscribe to your special made for me bundle. Telecel, connecting energies. Sending money to Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Kenya, Djibouti, Zambia and Zimbabwe has been made much easier using the Pan-African Payments and Settlement System, the PAPS. You can send and receive money from these countries in minutes for business and personal purposes. Simply visit any branch of First Bank Ghana and do the transfer in no time. Call 059 69 21 921. First Bank, you first. Mr. Susu Graham is here with the first of it's been a long break, right? From last Thursday. All right. So what's the trend for the morning?
You guys have actually spoken about some of the stuff already, but I'll bring it up again. You spoke about Pope Francis, of course, and his unfortunate passing over the Easter weekend, and the discussion around his legacy. Who will be next? Of course, we had some discussion about Cardinal Texan, as we always do. We are very proud of our man, so we are hoping that maybe he will be the next Pope and make Ghana proud. So,
the next Kofi Annan.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of discussion around the popes, their positions of the different contenders, whether they go for a conservative, a more liberal, a moderate,
all
kind
these
of
issues.
Stuff. So the politics of the Vatican is also becoming very interesting. And also, there's a movie called Conclave, which was very big last year. So it's been in the trends as well, because people are like, hey, they are going to do a conclave. So
now they watch the movie well.
Go and watch the movie well. So yeah,
they should show it again at the cinemas. I'm sure people will go and watch it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, so now
I've just read the lines. I haven't watched it. I think go and watch it. Yeah,
I'm motivated to go and watch it.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it. It's actually a very, very progressive movie in a sense of
we've all watched
the ultimate message that
is the two of you haven't watched it.
Yeah, I mean, those of us on this side
Oh,
of
I'm
the
not.
aisle.
I'm not watching.
Yeah,
it.
so so I mean, it's
How
in a
close to
sense,
reality is it?
controversial.
How
It's very
close?
controversial.
Because of the message it sends at the end of
Because
the
at the end, yes,
Okay.
they end up selecting a trans pope.
But do they give us insight into the process? And,
Oh, yeah,
is it real?
Yeah. Well, as to its reality, only the Vatican can. But what recorded history and recorded accounts tell us, the movie comes pretty close.
Okay, then we'll watch it.
To the politicking.
We'll
of the
watch it.
process.
I mean, if you read the reviews, it's close to authenticity.
Let's call Habemu's Papa, man. Ask him.
Habemu's Papa.
Yeah,
Let's
Habemu's
call
Papa.
Monsignor himself. Is he in the jurisdiction?
Yeah, so Chairman to me is also trending, as
Yeah.
we spoke about the revelations about his supposed role in Galamsey.
Yep.
So he's been in the news, and obviously he also responded forcefully, claiming that these are all lies and this is all politically motivated. So it's very interesting to see how it plays out. And as you know, Chairman to me is when he speaks, people listen. He's a very kind of people are interested in what he has to say. He has his own media company, of course, so it's very easy for his message to get out. So very interesting one.
All right, what else is trending?
Obviously there was a Premier League game last night, and there was also the Easter Monday Championship game. So we'll talk about a little bit of football. So Spurs losing to Nottingham Forest. I think this is what they've lost. 18 games this season
in 33 matches,
which is incredible. Which is it's probably and they're on course for their worst Premier League finish.
But they could end up with a trophy.
Yeah, they could. Well, Ange says he wins things in the second season.
Let's see how that goes.
And I found out recently he's a disciple of Ferenc Puskás.
All right.
Yeah, Puskás coached him when Puskás coached in Australia. So.
Oh, the Puskás actually coach? I thought it was just a great.
No, he coached in Greece. He coached in Australia. He coached in different countries.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, so. Puskás's protege. We'll see what he gets up to. So Burnley are also trending. They had an incredible championship season. They are on course to get promoted. And I just want to read some of the incredible stats that Burnley have kind of.
They've actually been promoted.
Yes, they've been
They and
promoted.
Leeds United.
Yes, exactly. But I want to talk about Burnley specifically because some of their defensive numbers are incredible.
All right.
So just give me.
But they'll still go back to the championship.
Oh no! I think the way they are defending, they will stay. Because look, they've never conceded more than one goal this season
per match.
Yes, like they've conceded, I believe, 15 goals in about 44 games, if I remember correctly.
Okay. But they are still second.
Yeah, they've kept 29 clean sheets as well. So very interesting records and 31 straight.
Let them meet Man City and Liverpool, and then we'll know if their defense is good.
Exactly. So I think Burnley's return to the champion. Even though Leeds were also promoted, I think Burnley's story is a bit more interesting just because of how good they've been defensively, which is incredible.
There's a big gap between the championship and the
Premier
League.
Godfred, I feel like you're skeptical of their defensive.
No, they'll go
They'll
back.
set new records.
That's what you said. So what
they'll set new records in the Premier League.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by
all the records that they have set in the championship, they'll come and
there'll be a reset.
They'll reset the records in the Premier League.
And then the last one is the NBA. So we're in playoff mode in the NBA.
Right.
So big things are happening. And the Clippers and the Nuggets played a very interesting game. Yeah. And Kawhi Leonard, he had a classic Kawhi Leonard.
He showed he's the man.
Yeah.
When he wants to be the man.
Exactly. He's not played a lot because of his injuries and that kind of stuff. But he had a classic game to give his team the win and tie the series up. And Nikola Jokic also had a good game. He had another triple-double. Well, he seems to be the new triple-double king, taking over from his teammate Russell Westbrook.
I saw something on IG over the weekend. The most what's the word? The most lucrative leagues in the world, all sports. Can you guess the most lucrative in the world?
Between MLB and
As
NFL, which
in
one?
terms of revenue?
Basically, the value.
NFL.
I won't say the NFL.
or
I'll
MLB.
say the
NFL was $19 billion. That's number one.
MLB.
Yeah.
And then number two was NBA.
Yeah.
So NBA was 12 point something billion.
Before the Premier League.
No, the
MLB.
third was the Major League Baseball,
Yeah, MLB.
11 billion. Premier League was number 4, 7 billion.
I see.
So the top three American,
I knew that.
the top three American sports.
I expected the NFL and the NBA for sure.
But NFL is almost double NBA. NFL is almost 20 billion.
Yeah.
And NBA was 12. And then
But luckily for the NBA players, they make more money than the NFL players because the NFL teams are about there's 55 guys on.
and then
the
there's
team.
ice hockey, even before La Liga.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So the North Americans, they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money.
They understand their industry, so.
Yeah. But you never talk about NFL. That's my problem.
Oh no, because they have a very short season.
No, with me, I don't understand it.
No, they have a very
we all understand. Look, bro, we understand basketball.
I actually understand the NFL, but I can explain. Part of it is that they have a short season, so they basically play from like September, October to like February.
First, I went to the US. I couldn't believe every television, every bar was showing
NFL.
College football. It was so annoying.
No, the college sports is also very big.
It was so annoying.
In fact, in Southern America, they have 100,000 seater college football stadiums.
Bro,
It's just for the university.
It was terrible.
And they fill them
I'm
every
talking about my
weekend.
trauma.
Oh, why are you
every
traumatized?
sports bar you go to is watching these crazy people running with the ball,
And
and you don't
hitting each
and you don't even know the difference. Kansas City versus something, and like, why are you go watching this thing?
Ben, I can give you a crash course later.
You know the sports I don't understand. American football,
Cricket.
oh my god, cricket is the worst. Like, I actually had people in my class try to teach me cricket. I still didn't get it.
The 1 day or the 20 is also easy.
It's like Jaskele with numbers.
The T20 is easy to
Yeah,
understand.
T20 and what ODI are interest are easy
How do
to
you start a game and
But the
play
long
for 3
form, there
days?
is something happening
The
to you.
test there is a bit difficult.
Terrible.
That one is
And the
difficult.
same as baseball.
Oh, baseball is fairly easy.
Isn't that cricket?
No. It's different, but I think baseball is.
At least I
easier.
understand a home run. What I don't get is if I hit the ball and the guy catches the ball, why does he have to run? Where is he running to?
No, so you're running to the base. There's 4 bases. So there's the one you start at.
Yes.
First, second, third, and then when you go round, that's the home run. So you've gone round.
So if I hit the ball and it goes out of the stadium, it's a home run.
Because you can run without no,
impediment.
they can't catch the
Nobody
ball
can catch the ball to
throw it back.
So
at
if
you.
I hit the ball and you catch it,
when it's in the air,
yes,
that you are out automatically. But if it bounces,
but why is that when he catches the ball, he has to throw it and run again?
Yeah, so what you have to do is that once you get to the next base, you are safe. So you are trying to throw the ball to your teammates if you catch it before the guy who hits it gets to the next
Oh my
point.
God. That's why he throws the thing and starts running aggressively.
Exactly.
Oh
That's why,
Lord.
yeah.
But how do you score it?
Well, that's why. So by going round, every time one person goes from the first one where they hit, go
So
round.
baseball is simpler than cricket because they've sort of made it easier to get the points. Cricket, actually,
I'll say baseball is simpler actually.
Cricket is just
from what I understand.
But is it the same idea, right?
Similar idea.
Oh, God.
Similar, but I think baseball is a bit simpler.
As for golf, they are doing even start.
Oh, golf is actually very simple. Put the ball into the hole. But just
But why is the numbers are lower when you do better?
Yeah, that's the score. So it's the faster you put it in, the better.
So why is it that the person who has the lower mark has won?
And because he puts it in faster.
But life doesn't work like that. The one who has more wins. Like, why you guys? No.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we say to bank be no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking, it's in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed you, I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank, we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, bruh, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want town. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. Papa no Ankasa. Politan,
The original, always the best.
Ago.
Amen.
We are gathered here to discuss the funeral plans of Fifi. As we have always done, the children will take the caskets, siblings take the catering, while nieces and nephews will take the...
Wafa, may I please speak?
Go ahead, Aaron.
I signed Daddy up on a family care funeral trust prepaid plan. They will be providing us with everything we need, from caskets, hearse, canopies and decorations, among many others. Yes, they will provide food and drinks as well.
That's such a relief. Don't let you or your loved one's funeral become another emergency family meeting. Plan ahead. Call or WhatsApp us on 026 26 26 181 or visit our website at familycaretrust.com. Family Care, today's wisdom, tomorrow's peace of mind. Underwritten by Metropolitan Life Insurance Ghana Limited. TNC supply.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
So in 2 minutes past 8 on a City Breakfast Show, transform your living room and bedroom into a sanctuary with our stunning collection of sofas, couches and dressers from Ashform. This season, shop and save up to 30% discount and discover the perfect blend of style, comfort and affordability at Ashform's exclusive furniture promotion. Call 0243 200 729 or 0244 642 2841. We have showrooms in all the big malls and depots in Medina, Taxi Rank, Agbogba, Vineyard, Tema Casino, and all Ashform shops across the country. Be an Ashformer now. Ashform, feel it, know it. We all want a little more sleep before the alarm goes off, a little more time to finish that project, a little more butter for your bread. Well, because more is always better. Take Neil, for example. When we caught up with him last week, he's crafting a life of more with the ultimate ABSA account. The ABSA Ultimate account isn't just about banking, it's a chance to have more. For example, a retrenchment insurance cover of up to 50,000 cedis, hospital cashback benefits, access to seamless digital solutions, travel insurance of 1 million cedis, and over 30 other benefits on the account. Want more? Of course you do. Sign up for an ABSA Ultimate account today and get more. And for those of you who want a professional qualification, a master's degree in law available at the University of Ghana School of Law, a master's degree program that is happening, open to anyone with a first degree from a recognized university with a minimum of a second lower degree. Classes will be held Mondays to Fridays, 5 p.m. through 8 p.m. By joining our program, you will have the opportunity to benefit from our international partnerships with top-tier law schools, including Ivy League universities like Harvard, Columbia, and University of Pennsylvania. For more information, call 053-133-0203 or 053-128-2413 or or you can also call Oba on 055-137-1319. Don't miss this opportunity to take your education to the next level. Join us at the University of Ghana School of Law for a world-class legal education experience. All right, so it's 25 minutes past the hour of 8. A couple of birthday requests had come in earlier. I just wanted to read them. Happy birthday greetings coming in to Richard Bleushi. The Lord bless you and keep you. This is from your wife, Vida. Special birthday to Georgette Nyako and Farida Ali of Societe Generale Bank. God bless you, their new age and the work of their hands. And also to Mrs. Comfort Otuche of Afenia, Jerusalem. From your husband, Mr. Che, and the children, Jeff, Deborah, Dorcas, Eddie, as well as the entire family. You know, these Afenia and these Ashaman areas, they have all these funny names. Washington, Jerusalem,
my uncle lives
Lebanon.
My uncle lives in Ashaman, Middle East.
Oh, God. I'm told it's the soldiers who go for peacekeeping, and when they come back, they sort of buy land, and then they name the places
where they went.
Speaking of which, this morning I made a mistake during the show. So I was making reference to the Ghana Armed Forces unit.
Okay.
So it's the 11 Mechanized Battalion. I said 11 Merchandise Battalion.
Merchandise.
So it's wrong. It's actually Mechanized Battalion. They are the guys who did the swoop in the Binduri area and arrested all those weapons. All right, so coming back to the subject on discussion, obviously, Galamsey is a big issue, and contact mining is something we'll be keeping a close eye on because the media coalition against illegal mining has been on that Akunta case for a while. So I'm sure the coalition will be pretty heartened to hear that some arrest has been made, but the whole conversation has to do with prosecutions and the legal process, which takes much, much longer. So you can do a swoop, arrest the cars or the vehicles or whatever, but really the big names and the big fishes, if they are involved, that's where you need to get some insights. All right, so you're saying that this Easter there were some very interesting things you followed up on during the break.
You know, so of course everybody has to quote, and I'm linking this to the places to be. You know, these days I'm all about
places to be, because you said last week that there weren't enough places to go.
To be, a lot of people went to Kweu, which is normal. A lot of people do go to Kweu, but this year they had, in addition, the business forum, where a lot of the captains of business showed up. Then, of course, the paragliding. You know, I would want to know if anything has been added to the paragliding.
Well, it's the business forum. That's what they've added to it.
Okay.
The business forum is big, actually.
Yeah. Well, it seems to bring a lot of people, hotels, but it also comes with significant traffic, eh?
Is it?
Because people were stuck in traffic for hours and hours.
From where to where?
Like just climbing up.
Okay.
You know, but they didn't seem upset by it. I don't know.
No, why would they be?
They were on their way to joy and happiness.
Yeah.
So,
but beyond Kweu, what else happened? Is that
I'm building a point. So there seems to be a lot happening there. But outside of that, I realized, I think, in the Volta region, there seemed to be a lot of activities.
Like a regatta.
They had a regatta.
Where?
Linked to a festival.
Where did they do this regatta?
I will find this for you.
I think it was on the
Voja.
I think on the Keta Lagoon, I think.
Yeah, and you know they were doing. I saw people standing on a bridge and flipping into the lagoon.
Although that would have been what do you call it? Sugakoko, which is the Sukwe.
The Sukwe.
No, really, but I thought it was Voja.
No.
So the regatta is different. What he's talking about, the bridge part, is also different.
Yeah, that would be so.
You know, but the regatta was really nice. There were a lot of people there. It was different because we haven't seen that in a while.
Elmina people have been doing it.
I think the regatta they've been doing it for 2 or 3 years now. I think it's something they've been doing.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the Easter one.
Easterizing it.
Yes, you know, at least it was something new for me to notice. And a lot of people showed up for it, not just indigents, but people seem to have driven from Accra
to that place
to go and enjoy the regatta. And then also in Accra, I saw people enjoying the horse racing at the beach.
Is it La Boma or La Badi?
La Boma. There was a horse racing event.
Have the beaches been clean now?
No, they are not clean. They are still filthy.
Serious?
But they were riding horses. So it looks like people are coming up with, other ways to.
Usually the churches
enjoy.
do these picnics.
Yeah, the picnics were also happening.
For Easter Monday, you know, every church does picnic.
Yeah, they do picnic and they do lime and spoon race. They do, those things.
But can I ask a question?
Ask me.
Are the picnics losing their steam, or is it that we have grown older?
I think both of it. I think the traditional churches still do. So like the Catholic Church, although I know that because the Pope died, maybe it affected the Catholic Church a bit. But the traditional churches, the Presbys, the Baptists, they will do their inter things. But I think a lot of the charismatic churches, I think it's 50-50. For me, it's just a time to be with family. I've not.
No, because
and for me, for the past 20 years, every Easter month, Easter Orphan Project. So it's
not really
Easter has changed for me. It's more going back to.
I was going to say that for the Catholic churches, because they had organized it before and he died on the morning. I feel like they still would have had to still go, but maybe it became a more somber occasion.
It will be somber because I think his death was announced 7. I think he died 7:24.
Yeah, so they would have been ready to go, ready and all that.
Yeah, but it will be, the Catholic, the Pope is big.
Oh no, but I'm saying that I feel like they still would have gone, but then maybe it would just maybe the music is quieter.
But did you go? I thought you said you were going to do some Easter things.
No, I was caught up in my other responsibilities.
Actually, that's for you. Yeah, that's for you. Hey, richest guy. She said, you know Sherlock Holmes. you are more than Sherlock Holmes, and you even dressed like him. You know Sherlock Holmes. Now he wears the. You are actually undercover guy.
This guy.
That's the way we all they enjoy small. You go there undercover. We don't even reach yourself. Charlie, why?
So that explains.
You went to hide in some coded location.
Yeah, that's right. My absence and
doing academic work.
Yeah, we're trying to get better. I want to be like you when I grow up.
I don't know time. Charlie.
So that robbed me of the Christmas, not the Christmas, the Easter.
No, if that was because academia is tough doing alone.
Yeah.
Not to talk of combining it with work.
That's right.
I mean, I salute all those who are doing master's degrees, that they go to lectures after class, they do Zoom. Hey! Me, the one I even did when I left everything, that one was hard.
It was very
No, Charlie. Yeah. So you are doing well.
We're trying.
To compartmentalize your life, to come to work when you finish, you go and do lectures, write paper, exam. These lecturers, oh my God.
So I got some education. So Sokwe
had
their Chocho Beza this Easter.
Charlie, you pronounce it. I know you pronounce it wrong, but I don't know the right pronunciation. No, the second thing he mentioned.
Chocho Beza.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
Let me see what you are reading.
Said it now. Christian Ganzi.
So this is Sokwe is just next to
Tochugbe. So crossing a river like
you tell you say you mention that wrong.
It's Tochugbe.
The festival of crossing the water
is the festival.
So it's Tochugbe.
Yeah, so the
like the tea is soup, it's festival.
So the river crossing festival.
So every festival, most festivals will add Zan to it.
Yeah,
it's festival.
I want to believe that as of the time that this festival started, we didn't have a bridge there.
Yes.
So the locals would have been crossing.
Yeah, exactly.
That side of, So maybe they founded this as a way of remembering that.
Yeah, but as a good Presbyterian, I'm surprised you didn't go to the Presby picnic. You are here talking about Foja and Tochugbe. I would remember how do you decertificate a Presbyterian? What's the president?
Yesterday
excommunicate. No, what's the word? Catholic. And I want a word. I'll remove your baptism certificate. You are Charlie, you are terrible.
You want to rusticate him.
You haven't attended a proper
yesterday.
Presby games. Easter Monday.
Yesterday.
You are backsliding.
No. But actually, yesterday I was.
You are falling from grace.
Yesterday actually was part of my volunteer day.
So you went to volunteer?
Yes. So I spent it with my.
Don't tell me your footballers.
No. A group. In the hood.
Okay.
Including football.
That's for everything football.
No, we played football as well, but it was more than that. You know,
Yeah.
these are people who help each other in the hood, that sort of thing. So
Interesting.
DC for life.
As I said, I went to the Baptist orphanage in Suhum. Before that, I had gone to a rehab center, and I am looking to do a quick interview with the gentleman I met there. He's not yet here, but it was a very great experience for me. A house, ordinary house, and you meet like 30 people, and they are all going through various stages of drug rehabilitation, all kinds of substances.
Oh.
And the way he does it is, there's a physical, medical part, there's the emotional, mental part, there's also a spiritual part, there's a conversation. So it was incredible. When they have a football pitch, a basketball park, I mean, and I thought it was quite intense. For somebody who himself was involved in drug addiction, to recover and to now help others. And his point is that a lot of the people who come through the program, when they finish, they also help other people. Yeah. So it's quite an intense program, 6 months, a year. It's immersive.
I'm interested in
I
hearing
was blown
more
away
about this because
I was blown away.
You know, I've always been worried by what I feel is the lack of rehab facilities. You know, and by rehab, I don't mean lock the person behind bars, kind of, you know, because Ghana, when they say you're going to rehab you,
You'll tell you to
you know, sometimes it ends up being a bit
dehumanizing.
But places where the person goes and is able to relax the mind and is taking through processes where he can get proper help.
Yeah.
And after that, know that this has been a productive use of my time and walks away from that aspect of his or her life. So to hear you talk about this person, I'm very interested in hearing more about this facility and what the kind of people.
And one of the things he said, which I liked, was I said the families are involved. You know, usually people just go and dump the victim or the person at a place and go home. His point was that you can never really recover if your family is not involved in the process. So there's a process that involves even your immediate family members, where they are also taken through certain counseling procedures. They do some courses, they give you material to read, and then they do like regular check-ins. I thought it was really fascinating to hear the story and to see people actually going through the program voluntarily, and to see people who had gone through the program basically living or getting their lives back. Because you know, in Ghana, usually certain conditions are a sentence to death, condemnation, basically just leave you. This society doesn't really do well with rehabilitation or recovery.
Yes.
Once something happens to you, it's an anathema, so they leave you. So I was quite impressed that the thing is working. And what also impressed was he wasn't making a lot of noise about it. This is the other thing. You know, in Ghana,
but he shouldn't.
That's the thing. We like talking a lot. And so even if you're bringing him on air, I had to sort of discuss it with my boss to say, okay, is this a good idea? But I feel like sometimes we need to hear that there are ways in which things can be done. Because if you only put the negative out, how can people know that there's a way out? Okay. Yeah. But I like the fact that they are also understated, that they are not every day trumpeting what they do. Yeah. Because in Ghana, there's a certain, I don't even say it's in Ghana, it's the time of the times. These days, people are very interested in being in the news for whatever reason, even for very, very minimal accomplishments. And I feel like that's maybe it's part of our psyche these days, where somebody does the barest minimum and is already on social media celebrating himself.
Yeah, but I think
we over-celebrate.
Yeah, the work that is done in that space is not something that should open itself to publicity, you know, and bringing in the general public and that sort of thing. Because the people who go there, they go there not to be judged. We judge a lot.
100%.
So even if you see the person standing at the gate of the place and they say, "Hey, Mr. Bernard, now baby, we follow."
The guy said he doesn't even have a signboard.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to.
Because once you say this is the place,
hey, problem. You know, and in most communities, if anything goes wrong, they'll come and say, "Hey, it's the people, the people from here that we suspect."
You know, we are not able to differentiate between advising people about the dangers of something versus stigmatizing victims or people who are in the process. You get it? So like you are warning young kids actually, when you go to school, don't go and smoke weed. You end up in a certain way, which is good advice. But then there's a difference between helping somebody by warning them of the consequence of their action versus now stigmatizing people who are now trying to recover from the process. I think we need to draw that fine line.
Yeah, Bernard, well, I identify with all the things that you said, but let me just basically caution all the kids out there that these days I spend a lot of time talking to, people aspiring to all kinds of professions, guiding them and all of that. And one thing I keep picking up, it's the increasing use of drugs among many of the youthful people we do have. And
hard drugs.
And I mean, they tell me that in many of the social gatherings they have on university campuses or outside university campuses or even in their halls of residence, all kinds of substances are infused, or the things they eat or drink are laced with all kinds of drugs. And you heard this, epidemic about red and all the things that we're hearing about. Look, parents try as much as possible to caution their kids as to what they should do and what they should not do. But sometimes peers, friends, and all kinds of people influence them to go into things. Please, if you're out there, be mindful of what you are eating or what you're drinking.
Because they can lace it,
Because they can lace it with something. If you are out there, you are drinking something, you are sure of what you're drinking, never leave what you're drinking to attend to someone, to attend to somebody, or to attend to any other thing, and come back to what you're drinking so you could consume it. It will either kill you or it will expose you to something that you should not be taking. Don't experiment it. Some people say, oh, let me experiment it and know what I can do. I met a young girl who was telling me that, oh, I just wanted to experiment. My friend told me that, oh, you try it.
Hey.
And that was how she became hooked.
Oh, Lord.
So I beg you out there, please, 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 it is not the way to go. It will wreck your life. Please. And our parents, it will be very, very important that we should start digging. I know that many of these young ones growing these days, they say, oh, daddy, please, you are invading my privacy.
Yeah.
Why are you looking into my things and all of that? It is important that you start digging into their bags, their backpacks, and the things that they carry in and out. Many of these young ones are carrying all kinds of substances, Bernard. You see some small blue-looking drug. And these are the things they are consuming.
And the other thing is that
out there.
when you go to somebody's house, be careful what you take in their fridge or their kitchen, because some people put things in their fridge that you don't know.
Yes.
And you just drink that thing and there's something in it.
Exactly.
So I think this campaign you've started is good. We need to push it. It's a very important conversation. What worries me is that even now, people much younger. So in the past, we used to think, oh, post-secondary, university. Now, Charlie, if you are even 14, 15, 16, you don't take care, Charlie,
right.
I think will catch you. So it's a serious situation. It's a serious situation.
And the result is that sometimes they are exposed to other social vices. Like, for instance, they go to these events, they drink these things, then boys with funny ideas start abusing them and all of that. So it is important that university authorities would have to up their game in terms of where they are going to ensure that people are doing the right things. In the secondary schools, the house masters or the hall masters also have a duty. The prefects also have a responsibility to ensure that they watch what the students are doing.
The house masters are outnumbered. They are outnumbered, which is why we are saying there should be more supervision on campuses, because sometimes, you cannot stay with the kids 24/7. When you put young people together in a dormitory, there's only so much you can do. You get it? So if they don't have enough teachers on duty who move regularly, which is why this boarding house thing has to be looked at very carefully, because you have a boarding house of 3,000 students. Charlie, you have 35 teachers, only 12 on campus. How are you going to manage 3,000 students? Young, vibrant 17, 15, 16-year-olds. It's going to be tough. I think we need to rethink even the whole boarding school, because as you sit here now, if you send your daughter to a school, you're not really sure, And now, because of the confused timetable, we don't even know where they are, how much time they are in school. It's a lot of things, And what we've done is that we've created a middle-class society which is moved out of the public schools. So you can afford to send them to a very posh school. Maybe they have a few students there, and then you are in good contact with the teachers. But the majority of the population, they go to regular schools with a lot of people. Now, it's not just drugs. People are being lured into all kinds of things. let's travel outside Ghana. Let's look. If you watch, and it's not just a Ghana situation. You watch television. They speak to a British teenager who went to join some insurgent group, and so her friends spoke to her. And the other thing is that people are also influenced and radicalized online. You see, we tend to think that this is just a question of people talking to you, peer pressure. I think the biggest danger for the generation of our kids is what they are exposed to online. Because, Kai, I've tried to put a system in place in my house where if the child goes on a certain website, it gives me an alert. It's very difficult because some of the games don't go through that system. And sometimes when they try to go to the site and they send the thing to you on air, you can't pick it. It's a complicated situation. Okay, and the kids too, they want to play. Now, if you are not in the space of what your kids are watching, and you are not scrutinizing it, Charlie, they have all sorts of funny ideas which could lead them in all kinds of places. So I think the responsibility begins with home, and this is what tends to happen. When people get affluent, the danger is different because there's internet at home. So the child can get wrong exposure to all these things online. In the same way, if the child is from a very poor home and the parents are out to work, he's home with other people, he can stray into other areas. So it's agnostic to income levels. A poor child can be influenced by peers. A very wealthy child can be influenced online. And it's the same thing.
Someone who is living so many millions.
So your financial situation is not even the issue. I think parents must take responsibility to be the anchor at home, to be the voice your child can listen to, and to speak to them regularly. Because there are so many bad people online who can tell your kids all kinds of things. And Charlie, before you know, you've lost your child, you know. And some of them, when they tell you how they got into the things they got into, you'll be surprised. I was lonely. Nobody was talking to me. Nobody understands me. So I went online and somebody came and said to me that I should do this, that. He was my friend. Before you know, your child is doing crazy things. So yes, Sky, thank you for raising this.
I want to mention something specifically about the radicalization, just a short one.
Yes.
They tend to target people who they seem are lonely, like you're on a chat room, you don't have friends, so they
Yes.
become your friend.
Yes.
They're messaging you every day, they are checking on you.
Yes.
By the time you know, because you are lonely, they are your friend.
And they use that to enter.
And then once they're your friend, they start suggesting certain things like, oh, this. And by the time if you remember, there was a famous case of this girl who ended up joining ISIS.
Yeah.
She even had children and the whole thing, and she lost her British citizenship.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I started that.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was lonely.
I don't have friends. This. So yeah, it's very scary actually.
And I actually think one of these days I need to put on air some psychologists to explain to us signs to look out for in, you know, we assume that certain behaviors are normal, but there are certain things people start saying that lets you know that no, this is a red flag. If you see this, you need to be careful. You need to ask certain questions. And a lot of this happens when parents and duty bearers and caregivers are not alert and they miss all the signs. Usually when something terrible happens, then the person will say, oh, Charlie, when this person kept telling me this, I should have listened. Do you follow me? So we need to develop senses of listening to young people to know what they're actually saying so that we can intervene before it becomes too late. Because for every good thing you want to tell a child, there are 3 or 4 people who want to tell them something bad online. So let's be careful. In fact, let me segue that into a nice one. I'm going to talk.
Message.
I want to deal with something quickly. I want to segue into a conversation quickly where the EU has launched the Above the Noise campaign.
What are they doing?
Targeted at urban youth aged between 18 to 35 in certain countries.
Okay.
Migration, disinformation, multilateralism, peace and security. A platform for discussion and highlight the EU's work in these areas. Aims to listen to young people, provide platform for their thoughts, foster a dialogue through social media. The campaign's core activities include rooftop discussion videos, carousels with key facts and success stories, interactive content through influencer-led takeovers, radio spots like we're about to do in different languages, social media ads, and events at the EU delegation. Now, they've had some of the influential people, Kali J, Crystal Kwame Ai, Yao Fosu, Diana Kumbe. You know these people?
No.
Henry Mauli Adobo, Nana Kofi Owusu, and Seram Afichega, who are engaging in meaningful conversations. Well, they are here to talk to me, so let's just talk to them, and then we'll come back to our discussion as we discuss all of these matters. So I'm going to speak to EU Ambassador quickly.
Oh, he's here
already.
Oh, okay.
And one of his guests as well, just to segue into the conversation nicely. So Ambassador Ichad Rakzali is the EU Ambassador to Ghana, and he's here with some guests. In the meantime, if you are tired of HR headaches, simplify your business with Hot Jobs Africa. As your one-stop HR shop, we handle recruitment, labor outsourcing, expatriate management, consultancy services, and corporate training. We offer staff busing, 100% staff support to boost productivity. Don't let HR hassles hold you back. Contact Hot Jobs Africa today. Call 0303 980362 or simply WhatsApp 0204 336 004 or send an email to info@hotjobsafrica.org or simply go to hotjobsafrica.org for more information. All right, so as I said, we'll be just flowing into this conversation. All right, so the EU has been doing many things in different parts of the world, and of course, the emphasis for this morning for me is the Above the Noise campaign, which is covering very important themes: disinformation, obviously, migration, peace and security, very crucial, and of course, multilateralism. So let me start with Ambassador Ichad Rasali, my old friend. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Bernard. How are you?
How did your boxing go? Did you win?
Of course.
At least you're still alive. It means you're not.
I always win, and if I don't win, I always learn. Remember?
Because I saw you, I was praying for you that Azuma would not knock you out. But that was like a year ago.
Yes.
A year ago.
But your prayers were.
My prayers were. But that was a good one. That was a really good campaign. What is the EU doing in Ghana on migration? Talk to me about that.
Oh, migration is a multifaceted phenomenon.
Uh-huh.
It's a global phenomenon. People are living in a place. People are coming to a place.
All right.
Ghana has this peculiarity to have people live in Ghana, but it's a place which welcomes. It's a country which welcomes a lot of people in as well. So we have different aspects of our, I would say, work together with the Ghanaian authorities when it comes to migration. So to make it a bit clear, there are different aspects. There are migrants, people live in Ghana, going elsewhere in the world.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to Europe, It's not an issue of Europe stopping Ghanaian people going to their shores. But some of these migrant people, Ghanaians who are living in Ghana, sometimes face huge difficulties on their way. Okay? And we are speaking about, in that case, protection, migration protection.
Okay.
So we have a series of projects that we are developing and implementing together with IOM, International Organization for Migration. It's the UN organization to protect the migrants. And this is an ongoing program which has helped so far to return Ghanaians, more or less 4,000 Ghanaians.
4,000.
Who have left, and for many different reasons, especially because the journey has not what was expected. They were in need of support, protection, and wanted to return in Ghana, saying, okay, if it's like that,
then I'll come back.
Let me come back because I fear for my life, I fear for my dignity, my rights are infringed. This is not what I expected for many different reasons. So we are supporting what we call migration. There is another aspect which is related to the fact that Ghana is, it's a democracy, it supports human rights, it's a welcoming country, and there are refugees, asylum seekers, migrants from different African countries hosted in Ghana.
All right.
So officially there are a bit less than 20,000 of them in Ghana. And of course, they are in need as well in support. The country, the authorities in the country are in need of support as well to cater for the needs of these migrants, making livelihood available, ensuring that there is no too much tension or friction with what we call host communities. You hold a place somewhere in the northern side of Ghana, Bernard, and you see that there is a family of 10 people who are there on your plot.
Yeah.
Of course, you might not be super happy,
Yeah.
but in the end, they are there. So
Yeah.
we, together with IOM, together with UNICEF, together with HCR, other UN bodies, we are supporting and trying to find solutions to avoid this type of tension, whereas we are helping as well the Ghanaian authorities to manage this situation, because this is a sovereign country.
Right.
Ultimately, this is the country which decide who they accept on their territory, who they don't accept, etc. etc. So
Right.
this is just
An overview of your interventions in migration.
I would like to conclude with a very important thing. Migration managed by the European Union is not, and insist, is not about forbidding Ghanaians or other Africans to go on the European shores. We have active programs as well to facilitate migration from Ghanaians in Europe. So it comes in forms of scholarships, it comes in forms of professional training, and I would like to say that we are very committed to that in Ghana in particular. And we will be able to delve into that
I see.
later.
So, what can... So let's talk about those who come back to Ghana. What kind of contribution can they make to the country? You mentioned 4,000 at the camp, and then you also gave other numbers. Talk to me a bit about what the young people who return after migrating contribute to the country.
There are different schemes. The first one is in certain situation, and I suppose we will go into that direction. Some of these what we call return migrants, they are in need of basic support, and there is another stage where we are supporting their reintegration.
Okay.
Reintegration means facilitate their ability to be trained, to acquire skills, a craft, and to enter into the labor market.
Okay.
Because most of the time, if some of the migrants are leaving, it's because as well due to the difficulty to enter in the labor market. I mean, to oversimplify the situation. So these schemes are targeted to the ones who are been returned from Europe or have been stranded. This is the word, stranded in Libya, for example, and to help them to make a positive contribution back to the community, back to the country, back to the economy.
Let me ask Kukua, my guest, also here. You share a bit of your story to the extent that you can, right? So I am told that you have gone and come back. So what were your expectations or hopes before leaving? And what reality did you face where you went? To the extent that you can share. You don't have to give me all the details. So so tell me what you can. Kukua, thanks for talking.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. Actually, my own experience that I had was, it was a friend of mine that told me about Libya, that when you get to Libya, there are a lot of opportunities, there are a lot of jobs. So I can go and work as a house help and be paid monthly pay like 3,000. So then that was 2014. So it was huge. So I was like, okay. So I was having a cosmetic shop and I sold it.
You sold the shop?
Yes, I sold it and then gave the money to the friend and she took me
to Libya.
To Libya, yeah.
By road.
By road. I had no idea what I was going to see, what I was going to face or anything.
Wow.
But I just said.
How long did it take you to get there?
Spent almost like from here to Togo 3 days, Niger 3 days, then on the desert 2 days.
Wow.
Before
you got to almost 10, 11 days.
Yes.
So how was the place compared to what she told you? 3,000. Nice job. How's help?
No, she just talked about the money.
She didn't tell you the reality.
About the risk, like nothing like that. Like she just talked about the money, and I never knew, like it was a road trip. Like yeah. So it took me from Ghana to Togo. From Togo, we spent 3 days at the bus station. Took us to Niger, Agadez. So on the way we faced a lot of things, like a whole lot, because they are, the soldiers, they don't even understand anything, and I don't speak French.
Oh no!
So when you get to the border, they just stop you. Sometimes tell you to come down from the car, search you. When you have money on you, they take
the money.
Yes, they take the money, and then sometimes beat some of the people.
Oh,
they beat them. So if you are from Francophone or you speak French or Hausa, you are safe.
If you can't speak either.
If you can't speak that, then you are into danger. So that's what we've passed through to Agadez, and they picked that up to a place that it was just a fence. So you just sleep on the floor. There's no building. There's no place. You just sleep on the floor for 3 days.
In the open
place, like they just fence it.
Wow.
Yeah, so we just sleep there, and there I met a whole lot of people, like people from different countries, African countries, that they don't even know what they are getting themselves into. Some of them, they just meet them at the club or in the marketplace or something, and just convince them that
they should come.
There's a place called Libya. When you go, there's money there, there's this there. So some of the girls that I met there was not even putting on good clothes, like very short gown, like they were very
exposed.
So I have to give them some of my clothes to cover up, because where we are, you know how they dress, like Niger to Libya, they dress.
You have to cover everything.
So, so I have to give some of my clothes out. Then after the 3 days, we hit the road with Elos. That's what they call us. Kind of 4x4. So they pack us in very tight.
My God.
There's no space at all. So you just hit the road, give us some stick that we should hold, because you sit at the back. You being a male or
open
female,
caravan.
Yes, you sit at
and
the
the
back.
car is shaking.
Yes, and it runs very fast.
Serious?
Very, very fast. So you just sit down and hold the stick on, like in front of you like this, and you buy some gallon that they used to sell there. They put water in for you. Then we hit the road. So on the desert, that's when you meet a whole lot of things, like you meet graves, like a whole lot, like bones, human bones there, because
people have died, people couldn't survive.
Yes, people couldn't survive, because there are some of the drivers when they are going with you guys and they are short of fuel, they have to drop all of you and tell you that, okay, people should wait for me here, I'll be back.
You'll never come back.
You will never come back.
Wow.
So you people are going to be there, and if there is no water and you are short of water or food, meaning most of them died.
The friend who told you about this, was she with you on the trip?
She went with me. I wasn't the only one. Actually, he brought 2 guys and a girl, so we were 4. Adding to her, we were 5 in numbers. So when we got Agadez, then she returned.
She left you there?
Yes.
So Agadez, the only one.
Yeah, she doesn't care if I'll.
Wow.
Yeah. So on the desert, we got to a place they left it there we slept, we spent the night. Then the next day we are short of water, so the driver have to drive us to, like, there's a place, all those Fulani, they call them Fulani, they used to stay, look after kettles and stuff. That's where they are. So we went and got water from there, and in that place you can face a whole lot of things. The drivers, some of them has guns, knives, and
very dangerous place.
Yes, and when we are going, it's on top speed on the desert. So when you fall, they won't even stop the car.
You're on your own.
Yes, they will just leave you there and go.
Wow.
Yeah, they will leave you there and go. And some of them, when they leave them there and another car comes, and even though there's no space, like we Africans, you know how we are, some of us cry and say, please, let's help them, and pick some of them. The ones that they are weak or they are dead, we have to leave them there and still.
So you pick the strong ones.
Yes.
This is crazy stuff.
It's crazy. Like, I never knew. Like, when I was in Ghana, I was okay. I was living well, but just
the promise of 3,000. So when you finally got to Libya.
Yeah, I got there.
And how was it?
It was crazy. Like, it wasn't okay. Because
is this Tripoli? Is it which part of Libya is this?
No, when from the desert we get to Gathron, that's the first village you are going to meet, Gathron. And that Gathron, when we get there, they go and put us in a room. It's a very scattered place, and they will leave us there. Then in the morning, early morning, because of the soldiers and the barriers, so they don't drive us in daytime. So let's say early morning. That time that I went, they don't wake up early, around 10, 11, that's when they wake up. So that early morning, the car will come, pick you guys up, then distribute you people, like
to different
goods.
places.
Yes, like call call whoever you are coming to meet here. So you're going to give the person a call. The person will come pick you up, or send a taxi to come pick you up. And there are some people, they don't have anyone there.
But they are also on the trip.
Yes.
So they don't even have
They'll
anybody to
just
call.
lie that I have a brother there. So when they get there, that's when they ask them, call your brother or call your sister. And you don't have anyone to call. And that's when they beat you, like, they beat you up.
These
Some
are
of them
the
lost
Libyan
their lives.
authorities.
Yes. No, it's
No,
not.
no, no.
It's they're smuggling something. It's
a
what
syndicate.
the citizens do for a living, like what they used to feed their family.
Wow.
So that's
So it's
what
a
they
whole
do.
network.
Yes, that's what
Wow.
they do. Yeah. So if you don't have the money to pay, they have to beat you, keep you in a room and beat you, keep beating you every day, and ask you to call your family members in Ghana
To
or
bring money.
any country that you are from to bring money.
It's crazy.
And if you don't get it, sometimes they do kill you.
Wow.
Yes. Kill you, or either sell you to a fellow black person that has name. Then the person will buy you, maybe work with you or something.
So they are actually selling. So human trafficking.
Yes, it's really there.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's not
right
a story.
now.
It's
No.
You've
it's
seen
not
it
a
with your
story.
eyes.
I've been there. So I know what
And
I'm
people
talking
of
about.
different ages.
Yes, different ages. Different
Wow.
ages. So at that camp, when you, like, they take your money and they take you there and they still request for another money and you don't have it, they have to put you in a place and always beat you. In the morning when they wake up, they will beat you. In the afternoon, they will beat you. There will be no food for you. So you go and meet some people, like, they are not alive. When you see them, they are alive, but they are not alive.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, they are bony, like nothing. There's no flesh.
Wow.
There's no food, nothing.
So did you actually ever get a job in Libya?
I did. When I went through a friend, I did got a job that I was doing. That was house help. I was taking care of an old lady. Yeah, a whole lady there. So I was working actually. But then from Gatron, they still transport me in another car to Black. Then from Black, they took me to Sabah. So that's Sabah. That's where they picked me up to Sirit. The place is called Sirit.
Yeah.
I think that's where the former president is.
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
Yeah. So that place, there was ISIS. That we did that 2014.
Yeah.
Kidnapping and killing, cutting off heads.
Wow.
That was Sirit. That was where it was happening. I was there.
And you were
I saw
there?
everything. Yes. Everything. I was there. You can't even come out from your room, you being a Christian, you know. If you're a Muslim, sometimes you have some of freedom to still walk around because they do go to their camp and things, but if you're a Christian, you are in danger.
You really suffered.
Yes, you are in danger. Because they cut some people and cut their head off, hang them up at roundabout. They do keep them there, hang them,
About
put
to
a
see.
tree. Yeah, so when you are passing, you see.
You know.
Yes.
So how long did you stay in Libya?
I stayed for 10 years.
10 years?
Yes.
So it means
please.
you just got back last year?
Yes, please.
So you managed to settle though?
Yeah, I managed, like, I struggled, but I really suffered, like, very. I really
Stayed there for
suffered.
10 years?
Yeah,
So what made you decide to come back?
Actually, I was tired of everything because it's a place that you've went that you don't have your freedom. First, you don't have your freedom, you don't have no family. Nothing. Like, sometimes you do sit down, remember home, remember family, remember your mom and dad, your kids, you know, your family, then you cry. You're like, what brought me here? I'm supposed
So how
to
did
be
you
home
manage
with
to
my
come
family.
back?
Okay.
I hope not through the desert again.
No. I thank God I met our Ghana embassy there. So I went there and spoke with them, and we're like, okay, IOM has some program that they used to help people.
Because I didn't have any documents.
I don't have any documents.
So the IOM then supported you with the embassy?
Yes, please. With 3 kids.
My God. So you had 3 kids there?
Yeah.
So you brought them together?
Yeah, they help us, all of us, with their dad.
This one, they were drink wow. So you
Yes.
when did you come back to Ghana?
That was last year, February.
Amazing.
Yes.
How old are your kids now?
The elderly one is 9 years. The second one is 7 years. And the last one is 2.5 to 3 years.
You came back with all of them?
Yes, please. With the help of IOM and...
So everybody is fine now?
Yes, everybody is fine.
So if somebody listening to me is planning to do Libya,
No, I will advise no one do that. I will advise.
Or this one want to go to Europe, or they want to go to America through Libya.
Some people think they can pass there to Europe, but it's not easy. People do die on the sea all the time. People do die. The boat can sink at any time, and you will lose your life. There are a lot of people in prison. There are lots of people who have lost their lives that the family doesn't know that they've lost their lives.
Wow. So this is not a story. You are telling me your life.
It's
You are
not a
telling me
story.
your life.
Yes, I was there.
I don't even want to ask you plenty questions
Like, there are
because
some
it's
people
some way.
Yeah, there are some people
Yeah, I
when
don't want to-
when they even get sick, they don't go to the hospital.
They can't.
Because of the fear. Yes. Because of the fear, they can't go to
Are
the
there
hospital.
lots of Ghanaians in Libya?
Yeah, so they do stay in the house taking medication, like go to the drugstore, buy them medicine.
Are there a lot of Ghanaians there?
A whole lot. A whole
From
lot.
which they are from different parts of Ghana.
Different parts of Ghana.
Most of them went by the same route you went through.
Yes, please.
Looking for a new life.
Yes, please.
If they have the chance, they will come back.
They will come. A whole lot of them want to come back home.
Wow.
They want to come back home.
So if they are listening online, what's your message? Maybe somebody's in Libya listening to us now on the radio. What's your message to the person?
Okay, my message to them is when I was there, I did help a lot of people, because some of them, when they get sick, they don't even go to the hospital. They remain indoors till they die. Some of them die, and because you are afraid, the person that wants to take them to the hospital, you are afraid to go because they can arrest you. You don't have any documents, and maybe they must think you have sickness or something. So everybody is afraid to go to the hospital. So I have 3 kids there, so I have the opportunity to help some of the people. Like when they are sick, they call me. I take them to the hospital. I make sure I'll be there with them and take care of them. Some of them die, and I stand my feet and go to the embassy, report to them. With their help, they do help me, and some of the family there. Like we don't have any family there, so we call each other family.
Family.
When someone dies, we have to gather money and bury the person. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So
you're a very brave woman.
Yes. Yeah. I did last one before I came back, and it was.
Yeah. I think we need to give you. You need to give her a proper role, ambassador, because this is amazing.
Yeah. She's a hero. Huh?
Yeah. I feel like in educating people, even in what she knows now, we need to write her story properly.
Yeah. But Bernard, this is the reason why we have conducted this campaign. Because people ask us, why do you choose these strange topics like migration?
Give us food to eat.
But this is not appealing to the youth. You know, when you do survey, your best place. People are interested in job creation, entrepreneurship, etc., which we are supporting, as you know. But we wanted to do something more powerful. The story of Cocoa was very, very, very powerful.
Wow.
And, the European Union has helped, has funded the repatriation of tens of thousands of people stranded in Libya. In those years, after 2015, etc., etc. And IOM has been our partner to implement that. So it's a worldwide thing. Here we are in Ghana. Fortunately, there are not that much, but 4,000 is already a lot. And another aspect, I'm very... not that I'm happy about your story, it's not the point, but I'm very happy by the power of your story is to highlight that human trafficking is for real. This is a crime, and we are supporting the Ghanaian authorities to tackle that crime when the culprits are Ghanaian. But from the story you can understand that there are many people who are involved. So we are working with international bodies as well to prevent and to castigate and to, punish the potential culprit. Fight against human trafficking is something we do at multilateral level. So this is the reason why it matters as well.
So are you taking this message on social media? How are you telling Kuku and other people's stories for the younger people beyond these interviews? What else are you doing for people to hear about some of the dangers involved in allowing yourself to
This is the campaign. The campaign is not what we are doing today. It's a series of interviews, testimonies, live debate with youth, etc. I have to tell that I was quite surprised with the huge response. We are speaking about a traffic of millions. We had 2 million hits or something like that.
Correct.
On the different social media, talking about those topics. So if I tell you, Bernard, come to my place, we'll discuss about multilateralism, you will say, boring. Let's speak about something. Yet it is not, because in the end this affects positively or negatively our life. And really, I want to thank once again Kokwa for this very powerful testimony. Yes, you are a brave woman. For me, you are a hero, and it's very fair that you stand here, you participate to the campaign to share your story, because if I say so, people will say, oh, this guy is just saying that to discourage us because so and so. I'm not doing that. This is not my purpose.
There's a legitimate and a proper way of doing migration.
My purpose is to, look at, there are bad stories there, and it's not necessarily 1 or 2 stories. People have faced very, very, I would say, bad encounters, and thank God Kokwa is still with us yet to share a story, because you might have faced even more, bad experience there. So this is the idea, Bernard.
Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it, Kokwa. Thank you for being on the show.
Okay, thank you very much.
And Ambassador Razali as well.
May I add one, because today is not only to commiserate. Today is as well to celebrate people like you are making it, and to confirm as well that we have a lot of schemes to support the ones who want to study, to work, to acquire training, etc. in Europe. So in each and every year, Bernard, we are handing over the European Union and member states 1,000 scholarship. Okay, so this is something which is as well to demonstrate that what we are standing for today is not to go against migration or immigration in Europe, but it has to go the proper way.
All right, thank you very much. All right, yes. Final words from you, Kokwa, please.
Final words. I'll tell my brothers and sisters, the youth, I'm really begging you guys, if anybody tells you, a brother or a sister tells you, I'm in Libya or I'm in any of the countries like that are not safe, please don't go. They may deceive you that you should come. Don't go. If you have a life here, you have a job you are doing, do your job and God will bless you. If you are schooling, concentrate on your studies. Please don't go. If anybody lies to you that there's a work there, there's a work opportunity or anything there, please don't go. That place is not safe for anyone. It's not safe for us.
All right.
So please, that's all I have for the youth.
Correct one.
Atamanka ma oselo adenusu Loya udanka mukowanyen Ijamo wada bobi mbachimi Sana nyami mku wanyibada senyi dole yako Samana na mabe ufie Bezi Ayampo wakayampo nyipanyo Ayampa wakayampa de nyipanyo.
We'll be right back with more. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unbelievable is yours to own with DSTV. Get unbelievable local entertainment with Shakai Lemba, Nigerian Idol, and Big Brother Niger.
Unforgettable night.
Catch unbelievable sporting moments from the Premier League, La Liga, F1, and more.
Absolutely sensational.
Laugh along with unbelievable kids' edutainment like Paw Patrol. And experience unbelievable international shows like Law & Order and Lioness Special Ops.
Let's go!
Download the My DSTV app today and own the unbelievable.
Hey, dear Niham, sir. Yes, taste of concentrate fabric softener. I was such it move. Yes, send it this way. You might now check. Nihian it's now check. No, be a baby, someone some demon in us say. Dear Niham, say. For quiet, yes, in Biara Association Ontario. Uses taste soft and Nihian it's now check. Nani boss to tap from cry. A fabric softener. A yen yes, say, sir. Choose to stay soft. No, so say, no. FDIG a dreading crack to yatu.
As a busy professional, I struggled with back and neck strain from long hours at my desk. To improve my focus, productivity, and well-being, I sought expert advice from the CEO of Expert Office Furnish.
After being in the furniture business for 25 years, I can tell you two things that causes back pain in the workspace: bad sitting posture and not sitting on a good chair. I recommend to you the Genevia Beeper chair, the chair that helps you to sit right. When you don't sit right, it beeps for you to be able to sit right. The next will be the Enjoy chair. It takes every body shape and size. Buy a chair that will support your back and give you that comfort to be able to deliver on your job.
Expert Office Furnish offers molding furniture for comfort, productivity, and style. From seating to customized solutions, plus interior decoration services, they've got it all. Find them off the Atomic Hills Estate Road in Ashonman or call 0571 386602 on Facebook and Instagram at Expert Office Furnish.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Massa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Burna Boy, Trevor Noah, Black Coffee, Chimamanda the writer, Febe Mugugu the fashion designer, and many more young African icons didn't get where they are by following mainstream paths. They did things differently. Say yes to doing things differently. Say yes to the creative person within you, the maker, innovator, entrepreneur. Chart a new path, learn new skills, globally recognized by the American Welding Society and Pearson's B-Tech. So whether in Ghana or abroad, you will shine. Say yes to DTI, a learning experience that is next level. Go to dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534.
You ready to dance the night away? The gentleman himself, Abrantier Amachi Dede, is coming live to light up the stage at Corridor Gardens Restaurant and Bar on Friday, May 9th at 8 p.m. Get ready for timeless high life hits, electric performances, and a night filled with good vibes, good music, and even better memories. Into Sawono Erbabe Groove, Erbabe a sing-along, another Erbana Abe soak up the legend in action. This is the show you don't want to miss. Tickets are flying fast. Regular is going for 500 Ghana cedis, VIP 700 Ghana cedis. Dial *713*33*60# to grab yours now. Call or WhatsApp 0257-700-037 or 0536-221-606. Amachi Dede Live. One night, one legend, one unforgettable experience.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
23 minutes past 9. Let's talk about the MTN Business CTIO Roundtable Africa Conference, which is happening, I believe, in a few days. I have in studio Senior Manager, Enterprise Marketing and Portfolio Management, MTN, Benedict Bentel. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard.
Good to have you back on Citi.
Nice to see you.
How are you doing?
I'm great, man.
Wonderful. I also have Godwin Kofi Ajima, who's Senior Manager for Enterprise Sales. Godwin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bernard, for having us.
Wonderful. So let's talk about what MTN Business is and what you do before we talk about the conference.
Great, thank you. MTN Business is the business arm of MTN with a mandate to deliver cutting-edge telecoms and technology solutions to empower businesses to meet their needs. And at MTN, we believe that everyone deserves the benefit of a modern connected life. And so our solutions are geared towards empowering businesses, be they micro, small, medium, large enterprise, and multinationals with our solutions so that they can achieve their growth objectives. Some of the solutions that you may you may, look at for us, which we deliver in the ICT solution space, like cloud and data center co-location. We are also in the machine-to-machine space to empower businesses. One of the key things also is the fact that we deliver fixed connectivity solutions like dedicated internet and lease line connectivity. The lease line connectivity, for example, is to enhance businesses or operations with multiple branches, and that is very key. And it's also interesting to know that we are also in the Microsoft 365 space where we deliver these licenses to support businesses in their operations.
That's a full scale of things you do. Yeah. Let's talk about the CTIO Roundtable Africa Conference. What is that?
Okay, so Bernard, I think this is probably the third or fourth time we are doing this. The CTIO Roundtable basically provides a platform for technology leaders. And these are CIOs, CTOs, chief digital officers, heads of technology in the various large enterprises in Ghana. But it's not only limited to those as well. The CEOs, find an interest there. CFOs, CHROs. I think even in your last interview, you saw how our sector minister was speaking to how technology affects all the various aspects. It's the same thing here. So basically, it is to have a platform where we discuss strategies for technology, modern trends, emerging technologies, and basically how to drive policy as we go along growing in technology.
And who is this conference for? What kind of audience are we looking at?
Yes, so the audience, like I said, it's the chief technology officers, chief information officers, chief digital officers. Those are the main audience. But like I said, stakeholders from the finance part of the businesses, the chief executive officers themselves, basically all those who have an impact when it comes to technology are also part of the audience.
Is it open to everyone, or there are specific people who kind of come, and how do you participate in the roundtable discussions?
Great. This is strictly by invitation. However, there's good news. We have opportunity for the general public to also join the session virtually on all MTN Ghana social media platforms.
So let's talk about the expected outcome for this conference. Anything in particular you want to achieve with this gathering?
Okay, so usually at this gathering, we're able to explore the direction in which technology is going as a country. We like to stay ahead of the technology trend as MTN. As you're aware, we are no longer a telco, we are a technology company now. So basically, it's to also highlight the technology solutions that we have as MTN business for the leaders in this space. And then also as stakeholders with these technology heads and these technology leaders, we are able to basically formulate or help guide policy when it comes to new technologies. If you look at the theme for this year, it's driven towards AI, and AI being a new technology or an emerging technology, this kind of session helps us stay ahead of the curve and drive policy towards that.
We're talking to friends from MTN Business as they prepare for the MTN Business CTIO Roundtable Africa Conference to bring together the best minds in the technology space, AI-driven innovation, all very interesting stuff. Now, your theme, I'm told, is AI-driven innovation, transforming business strategies and operational efficiency. Charlie, that sounds very wild. Oh, Charlie, what does that even mean? Talk to me a bit about the theme.
So, aside just being a buzzword, AI is a reality we cannot avoid right now. The pace at which AI is moving, as technology leaders, we have to stay ahead of it and also adopt it into our operations. Basically, this roundtable is to help the technology leaders understand how they can use AI to improve their operations and enhance their business efficiency. The tools available, platforms available using AI, and how they can just improve their operations using it.
So all these insights and recommendations you're going to get from this conference, what are you going to do with them?
Great. I think it will not be on the shelf and gather dust.
All right.
The good news is that this insight and knowledge shared will be made available in a report that will be disseminated to participants at the conference and also key stakeholders, policymakers, and industry players, and to shape discussions going forward, and as well as to implement some of the key actions that will be arrived at the conference.
So how do people register if there's a registration, and how do people follow if those who are interested in following?
Right. So although it's by invitation, I think those who will receive their invitations have already received it. If by some mistake you feel you are supposed to be part of this and haven't received your invitation, maybe your PA has not given it to you, you can reach out to us and we'll we'll sort that out. But the general public can still log in on our social media platforms. There will also be a link that they can log in and join the session live. So we are not leaving anybody out.
And this is happening when?
This is happening
tomorrow.
Oh, just tomorrow?
Yes, 23rd at 9 a.m.
Okay.
At Movenpick.
Wow. Strictly by invitation?
Strictly by invitation. But you can still join online.
You can join online.
Yes.
You can force yourself inside. I see. So CTO, CIOs, policymakers, researchers, academia, technology entrepreneurs, all invited. Any last words, Benedict, before you go?
Well, so this year we have some exciting personalities. Angela Mensah-Poku is going to be our host.
Okay.
Bernard Akwa, our Chief Information Officer, he's going to deliver the keynote. We also have Abel Lomote-Daite, CIO for GCB Bank, and Dr. Nefertiti Popelampo, the Queen herself, the founder of the Institute for Advanced Learning and Teaching. And then we also have Dr. Stefan Nwole, CEO of Mpuntu. And then finally, Darlington Akogo, the founder and CEO of Mino Health AI.
So the AI gurus.
Yes. So hopefully it's going to be a very exciting session. I think for me, every year I learn new things at these sessions, and hopefully we get to learn new things. We also like to partner with, people who are moving ahead of the trend in technology. And usually it's at these sessions that we identify those kind of partners. So definitely looking forward to it.
Thank you, Benedict. Thank you, Godwin. You've been hearing colleagues from MTN. Benedict is the Senior Manager, Enterprise Marketing and Portfolio Management. Benedict Bentel. Godwin Kofi Ajima is the Senior Manager for Enterprise Sales. Passing through to talk about the MTN Business CTI Roundtable Africa Conference. All right, my guest is in for the next segment, but have you ever felt like the best produce or products made in Africa are hidden, just like Africa's finest treasures? Well, let me tell you, Afro Quality just changed the game. They've brought together incredible, authentically African products under one roof, celebrating our creativity, excellence, and pride. From beautifully crafted, ready-to-wear fashion straight from Ghana, Kenya, and Rwanda, to running shoes from Kenya, watches from South Africa, and organic skincare gems from South Sudan. Afro Qualities has got all those things in good measure. We are at East Legon on the boundary, on the La Bawalesi American House Road, right on top of Say Cheers. You can also call us on 055-339-2345 or go to Afro Quality on Instagram or on TikTok. That's Afro, AFRO quality.com. That's one word. Get ready, DVLA is coming. We're excited to roll out the 2025 National Community Outreach Program themed Educating for a Safer Tomorrow. A major step in bringing DVLA services closer to you through our express mobile services known as DMOPS. Now, this nationwide initiative is all about accessibility, education, and service delivery. We're combining public education on road safety and licensing regulations with on-the-spot DVLA services, including the issuance, renewal, and replacement of driver's licenses. From lorry stations to corporate offices, religious organizations to community hubs, if you call, we'll come to you. Yeah, interested groups can reach out and DVLA will be there to serve you. We've partnered MTTD, the Ghana Optometric Association, and other groups to make this a very memorable occasion. We're doing official launch tomorrow, actually Thursday, 24th April at New Plan Station Circle in Accra. For more information, you may call 054-939-9981. DVLA, your safety our concern. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hey Accra, this Easter there is only one place to be, the Junction Mall. From April 18th to 21st, it's 4 days of non-stop fun, family, and fantastic deals. Kids Fun Fair? Check. Live music with Afro Star Band on Holy Saturday? Absolutely. Easter Sunday with Ham Orchestra Choir? You bet. In addition, on Easter Monday, April 21st, we go all out for our Family Mall Day. Think live band, fun games, snooker, table tennis, basketball, video games, and so much more. Plus, shop and enjoy up to 70% off across your favorite stores. You heard right, up to 70% off. Follow us now at the Junction Mall GH on Facebook and Instagram. Alternatively, WhatsApp us on 0540-221-774 for more info. The Junction Mall. Join, explore, shop, enjoy.
Oh, right into the pond.
Of course, a pro indeed, Andy.
Another message? Oh, wait, not again.
Why, what's wrong?
We've exceeded our fuel budget by 15,000 Ghana cedis this month. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's crazy. Just for a few vehicles?
Exactly. We spend so much on fuel, but I don't even know where it's going.
I had the same problem until Instroma GPS saved me. Their fuel monitoring system stops fuel theft and wastage, saving me thousands, bro.
Really?
Yeah. It paid for itself in months. Plus, I get monthly reports that track every drop of fuel. Hey, I know we'll lose God.
Take control of your fuel costs today. Get a free demo of Instroma's fuel monitoring system. Call 024-676-7662 now. Instroma GPS. Your choice, your savings.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame. How are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame. Ash foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more, don't waste time and visit any Ash foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash foam. Feel it, know it.
Hello, boss. I just drove out of your premises. I've called you several times. Boss, I beg.
I gave you an opportunity to present your proposal with your financial statements. You didn't. If we approve and request for an invoice, that will take you another month, eh? You couldn't even provide receipts from the last job. My brother, we have given the contract to someone else who promptly furnished us with what we needed. Get serious.
Yehoah.
Don't be caught in this mess ever again. Restart with Build. Build provides businesses with a comprehensive accounting software with features that make your bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and payroll functions seamless. Our support team is always available to assist and respond to all your inquiries. Log on to www.build.africa and sign up. Call 030-84007 or 0303-974-832 for more information. Build. Bookkeeping made simple. Results made extraordinary.
Electroland Extravaganza Easter Promotion no Emanin Chow ho. Water na wunya discounts ewa ye Samsung Easter Promotion. Na ye media Easter bonanza ni die deals a hodu obebre. Say adie, ubenya Nasco banner if we 499 Ghana cedis. Na so 1599 cedis a ubenya 32-inch Nasco LED TV. Na ye Nasco top mount freezers ni die. Started free 1799 Ghana cedis. Na ye Nasco chest freezer no 2599 Ghana cedis pay. Ubenya free desktop computer. So what ye Nasco 6 kg, 7 kg, 8 kg, and 10 kg washing machine. Kanwo na kwa ye showroom se wo Ghana fan enyina na chedie ne buso. Nemo minhyehyɛ kakra wo ho. Electroland Ghana Limited. Biaye ba kwa e wo nemu nyama efe na ne bo dafem.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So it's 9:38 and I have two gentlemen in front of me. Alan Menz is the manager of a very interesting rehabilitation center called Iris Place. Alan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bernard.
Please move closer to the mic. And I also have Walter Damien. Did I get that right? Damien, who is an internationally certified addiction professional. Messi. That's like wild position. So, Alan, let's talk. How long have you been involved in substance usage? How did you recover? And how did you get into starting a rehabilitation center? All in 2 minutes.
Wow. Thank you very much, Bernard. Thank you for having us here.
Yeah.
My name is Alan, and I'm a person in recovery.
Okay.
My sobriety date is 6th May 2017.
All right.
And I'd like to make a deep and personal commitment not to use any mind or mood altering substance just for today.
Wow.
This is what I say to myself every morning since the date I've given you. And we are never cured of addiction. What we have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition.
Wow.
Iris Place started in 2019, October.
All right.
And so for 6 years now, I have seen a couple of clients come in and leave. And then for me, it's a passion as a person in recovery, because the more I reach out to help others achieve recovery, the better I also sustain and maintain my own personal recovery. So for me, it's a passion, because our literature tells us that the therapeutic value of an addict helping another is without parallel.
So you are the best person for this.
Yes.
Pardon me to ask how long you had been involved in substance usage.
About 33 years.
33 years.
Yeah.
Wow. That must have been tough.
Yes, it's very tough. Actually, I hit rock bottom, and I had no option than to seek
help.
Change. Yeah.
And you've gotten so much help that you are helping other people.
Yes.
And then this is your 8th year.
Yes.
Are you able to tell us how you got into it? I think it's important for listeners to know, just briefly, to the extent that we have the time.
Curiosity, peer pressure.
You were young.
Yes, I was young, and I was brought up by a strict disciplinarian. I was brought up with the Bible and the cane.
The irony.
Yes, so I always
the Bible and the cane.
Yes.
And yet you found your way into.
Yeah.
What do you think parents are missing about this that your story teaches us? Because the Bible and the cane were in the house, which is what I was also brought up. Yet you're saying it's possible for that to be there, and yet a child can still go off into wrong advice and that type of thing. So is it more the way that, I don't know, it's not by force, right? You need to have a more a better way of reaching your young person than using threats.
Yeah, I believe that I don't fault my parents, but I think parents should go that extra mile of getting to know the emotional aspect of their kids. Yeah, and should take their kids
it's very
as
important.
their best friends so that they could also open up and share.
I'll stay with you. Come to Walter. How did you get help? Who helped you, and how did you get here?
Wow. So when I hit rock bottom, I had to tell my sister, my big sister, that I want to stop. She didn't believe me, because we've had occasions to discuss my addiction. But I told her, there are times I had shed tears, but they were crocodile tears.
So
but this time around, I shared real tears. And
Okay.
she knew I was really ready and serious. So
Okay.
yeah, I checked into a treatment facility run by the Catholic Church at House of St. Francis, at Kashama, Middle East.
Okay.
I stayed in treatment for 2 years, 3 months. Because, like I said, I developed passion for the whole thing when I got in there. For me, it was an eureka moment when I got to recovery.
Wow.
And by my end of my first year, I had a scholarship to study addiction management.
Wow.
Because of
your recovery was that fast. They were like, no, this guy is good.
Yes. So
oh, wow.
God did for me what I couldn't do for myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was a rehab center run by the Catholics. Yes. And what process were they using?
The 12-step recovery model, which I also use at
the
Iris.
12-step recovery model.
Yes.
Do you care to share some highlights of that?
The 12-step recovery model, first of all, will help a client to stop using so that you don't experience what we call the physical allergy, lose the desire to use. That deals with the mental obsession, and then find a new way of life.
Wow.
Yeah, so the 12-step model can be likened to, let's say, any information that comes with a gadget.
Okay.
So the 12-step model actually is for everybody, everybody, but specifically for those of us suffering from substance use disorder. Yeah, because the problem of the addict is a problem of living with himself, with others, and then with God. So it is a spiritual program.
Amazing. Yourself, others, and God.
Yeah.
And then you said it's medical, and it's also mental, and then it's also spiritual. That's very. I like the way you break things down so easily. Walter, how did you get involved in this? Because apparently you were part of the people that helped Alan.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because you look younger than he is.
Yes. So it's the age doesn't matter. It's a whole network.
Okay.
So we have a whole recovery community in Ghana.
Okay.
Where those of us who have suffered one way or the other from substance use and are now doing well, we provide that peer support to people who genuinely and really want to come out of that predicament. Everything you need to stop doing drugs and become useful to yourself, your family, and society. We believe that as a community, we have that for you.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And so you yourself, before you got in to become a professional, certified addiction helper,
yes,
you were also under substance abuse.
Exactly.
For how long?
Exactly. I did drugs for 10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
So were you also helped at the same place that he got help?
Yes, I was.
Oh, that's an interesting one. So you went there.
I went there first.
And you got your help. And then they sort of recruited you to
help others. And that's how it's been going. So we've been around for about 12 years. And
wow. How important is it for a trainer or a professional to have gone through the process himself? Yes. It makes it easier, I guess.
Exactly. So you have, you know, everybody else can have sympathy, but you have what we call empathy because you have been there before, you know. So what the police, the doctors, family members, what they are doing is they are advising. But
they don't know. They don't know what you are going through.
I don't advise. So usually when they are advising, at the back of the person's mind, he's saying, you don't really understand how I feel. But if somebody like myself is talking to them, they go like, this is the one who is speaking my language. This is the one who understands how I feel. Like he was saying, he mentioned the 12 steps. So just a brief, something brief on it. Sure. There's something we call a 12-step call. So when I go to this person, I'm telling them my story. I'm not even talking about them. Because before I get to them, I might have heard a lot of terrible things about them, but I won't go and talk to them about them. I'll be talking about myself. So I'm telling them what I went through, what I did, and all that several years ago, and they're like, this is exactly what is happening to me now.
Wow.
And at some point they are wondering, so you don't look like it anymore. What happened? Sometimes they ask you directly. Sometimes you can tell from their demeanor that this is what they're asking. That is where you get them where you want them to be, and you offer or you sell the help to
so
them.
that empathy is critical for the connection, because it's also trust.
Yes.
That if the guy who's helping me, I trust them, then I can work with them through the process.
Exactly.
Amazing. Yes. And you've been a certified professional for how long?
For 8 years now.
8 years.
Yes.
It seems to me like a sacrificial job, because when I came to your center yesterday, the thing is very professional and yet it's very relaxed. You know what I'm saying? So you know, usually when you say, when people want to do something professional, it looks very wild.
Exactly.
But it was like a normal place, talking normal people, and yet wild things are happening.
Yes, because for me, I learned from right from the basics that I don't have to be bossy over. We call them clients. You don't have to be bossy over the clients. They should see you as a partner on their recovery journey. So with what Walter said, let me just chip in this. So they brought in a client and he was not willing. So the house manager within the house of friends asked the mother to excuse that is the house manager and the son, and then called me in and he said, Alan ABCDB, just engage this gentleman. I said, hello, how are you? And I had been briefed that he uses heroin. So I say, the heroin is, we chase it on a foil. And I said, oh, so do you do the wheelbarrow style or you take it from left to right? He said, how did you know that? Wow, mom, I'll stay, I'll do the program.
Just that.
That is that.
So the empathy is critical.
Yeah.
I also like the anonymity of the place, in the sense that, of course, I know the Catholic place and it's a great place to send people. Why did you decide to do a place so welcoming, so ordinary, without giving it too many fancy labels? I don't even hear of you on air. I've been forced you to come here to kind of talk. Why is that important?
So for us, for the fellowship of the 12 step, anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions.
Anonymity is the
yes. Ever reminding us to place principles before personalities.
Okay.
So what this means is that anybody you see at the center, anything you hear there, whatever goes on there, when you leave there, let it stay right there.
Wow.
Because without the basis of anonymity, you cannot handle issues like stigma. And then we understand our own language. We speak our own language. We hear the voices of our clients. And so we believe that when this anonymity is maintained, it helps a lot in growing.
I noticed, I didn't stay long enough to know, but it seems to me as if people share stories.
Yes.
And the way they were sitting, it suggests that there's openness. And that helps. They are willing to talk to me about that.
Yeah, so that's the backbone of the entire program. We say we share our experience, strength, and hope to keep going.
Our experience, our strength, and our hope to keep going.
Exactly. So, for example, when I got into contact with them,
they won't be happy like this.
They won't be happy like this. Then we started the meeting and they started sharing their stories. And I was like, wow. So you went through all that and you are able to feel this way about it. There is something here I must get. And that's how it got
So
started.
the critical nature of seeing other people go through what you've gone through is almost like at the basis of this.
Yes, that's the backbone of
wow.
the entire program.
I'm sure somebody listening to me is like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what substance I have abused. Are you saying that this program has proven to work for all types of substances?
Not only types of substances, but all types of addictions.
You're kidding me?
To gambling, to masturbation, to sex, to food, to TV, to social media, every...
So it's not even just a substance abuse situation. You are talking about all kinds of addictions. There's 12-step process works.
Yes.
And you accommodate all those people in your system.
Yes.
Must they all be boarders or they can be day students?
Well, it depends. It depends. As a professional, when you come in, we do what we call an assessment.
Okay.
And it is that assessment that will inform or help us to plan a treatment for you. So we have an index we use. So after the assessment, we will grade you. If you fall under mild, you can fall under either mild, moderate, or severe. So that between moderate to severe is most likely you need to
you need body.
You need to be confined in the rehab. But when it is mild, then we can say, okay, you be doing outpatient program, go and come in
and they are happy to do it because of the... I notice also that the cleanness of the place. I mean, again, pardon my prejudice, but of course, when you say you're going to a rehab center, the mindset is that the people there are unable to help themselves. But yesterday, I didn't see any of that. Very clean rooms, very civil conversation, football park, basketball pitch. It's almost like a whole community.
So we say cleanliness is next to godliness. So every morning there's inspection, like we're doing in the boarding school.
Back to Presec.
Yes, personal grooming, armpits,
Hey, you check all that?
We check all that. Because you see, the addict or the alcoholic has lost it with his personal grooming. So recovery is fine. The basis is abstinence, but other things go with abstinence. That this is the new way of life we are talking about. You need to lay your bed when you wake up. Personal grooming, everybody has some little chore to do. You need to clean your space. So that is the new way of life we are talking about.
You said there were 3 stages: the mild, the severe. I was going to ask if somebody has now started experimenting. Maybe there's a listener who has begun, and I'm not sure they can call it an addiction yet, or they do not even know if they're addicted yet, but they just feel like they like it. At what point can somebody come to you?
Okay, that's good. So this would the stages of addiction suffice. And you see, when we talk about the stages of addiction, which closely ties in with the level of severity of classification when you come in, is we talk about the quantity of use, how frequent you use it, and then how much or let's say what problems you have using the drug. So we look at these 3 things, so that for somebody who is able to use it, let's say once a week, once a month, once every 2 or 3 months, the whole of this year, somebody drank only yesterday because it was Easter celebration. This person may not have a problem, but for somebody who has a problem who did that, may be classified under mild.
I get
right.
it.
So there are stages of addiction where we have the experimentation stage, and it runs through. So the addiction stage, also known as the dependency stage, is the last stage, that when you wake up, every second or minute of your life, you need to have the
You
substance
become obsessive.
in your
So
system.
this is when
Otherwise,
then
won't
you
function
start
normally.
looking for money to get it, and you start telling stories that people, because your system now depends on it.
Exactly. You don't feel alive without it.
And you and you are saying both of you got to that stage, and still by the grace of God and through the help of the program,
exactly,
you are on your journey of recovery. I notice you don't want to say you've recovered.
Yes. So ironically, Mr. Alan was saying something about hitting rock bottom, and it just occurred to me, so we hit rock until we hit rock bottom. I don't know if you understand what that means. So we're hitting rock, hitting the rock.
I get
That's
it.
how
Using
the rock is hitting the rock
until you hit rock bottom.
When you hit rock bottom, it means you have gotten to your lowest level of life where there's nothing left for you apart from to die.
Because it robs you of everything. Relationships, dignity,
family, gone, community, education, work, nothing. You don't just have anything. You are just breathing air. You are just alive and breathing air.
And even from rock bottom, you are here helping.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, so to the one that is just experimental, let me just add to what Walter said. You see, when you look at the stages of addiction, it's a thin line in between all the stages. And before you say Jack, you are flipped over to the other side. It is easy to graduate from experimentation and occasional use to circumstantial stage before you get to the dependent stage. So the one who has just started should even not move on, should start seeking for help.
I see. And I was asking which substances, because these days in the news there are new things young people are experimenting with, some of which do not even have a long track record in our literature. As in, of course, we know marijuana, we know heroin, cocaine and stuff, but if you listen to the news these days, there are all kinds of things that people are using. There's a new they call it the opioid they call it opioids.
Okay, it falls under the opioids with the classification of drugs.
Yes, and it's we're told that it's very popular among the young people. I don't know what you have to say to them before we talk about how people can get in touch with you. What do you say to people who are experimenting things that have not been documented yet?
Yes, so now there's a hullabaloo about a substance called red.
Yes.
A tablet called red.
Yes.
So this red is basically tramadol. It's a tramadol and the milligram is 225. Meanwhile, what Food and Drugs Board approves of is just 100. Just the highest is 100.
So guys are doing more than double.
So if they're they are doing 225, they are doing more than double that. And this 225, if somebody is addicted to it, they are not taking just one tablet. They are taking about 3 or 4 of them. So you can just imagine the dosage they are taking. That is why when they take it, they begin to have that funny feeling, that experience, that becoming like a zombie. You can even freeze in the middle of the road, a busy road when you are crossing. That is what the substance will do to you. And basically it's an opioid. It's an opioid. It's a painkiller, basically. So that is what this red tramadol is. Initially it was tramadol, tramol.
Now they've moved it to red.
It's just a new brand, red. 225.
Amazing. How do you get support for this? Because I see you are in a facility, very nice place. You feed people 3 times a day. Is the government giving you any money?
No.
So how do you get money to?
So the clients pay for
the treatment,
which is expensive. So family pay for their loved ones to be there. Occasionally, like you blessed us overwhelmingly yesterday, it's rare, but once in a while, we get donations from individual to support us, but everything is paid for. Yes.
And you live in the campus with your family?
Yes.
That's amazing. So I know you are not here to solicit for funds or anything, but I feel like you need to let people know how they can help if they want to, because I think you're doing a great job and you're supporting, because apart from the major government facilities, I don't think there's a lot of, we don't know a lot about what people are doing privately, which is also very important. So are you able to share some website or some number or something for somebody who wants to support you?
So I can share my number. It's 0243 53 52 78.
Can you repeat it?
0243 53 52 78.
So if somebody wants to bring a client to your facility, they can call this number?
Yeah, they can call this number, or you go to Google Map, you Google Iris Place, Agbogba.
Iris Place.
Agbogba.
Okay. Now, How long is the average recovery process, or it depends?
Yes, it depends. 4 to 6 months or more. Some family members may ask for extension, and then over a period of time, we also take the client through assessment to determine if the person is really ready to do well out there.
Wow. We're speaking to Alan Men's manager, Iris Place, Walter Damien, who's an international certified addiction professional. All kinds of addictions they help to work with. I'll send the number again for those who are interested. But before we go, here's some exciting news from the bank with the coolest tagline, Omnibasic Bank. Not just another bank. We are redefining banking with a renewed commitment to making you our cherished partner, the happiest customer. Call us on 0307 086 000 or toll free 0800 100 790. Omnibasic Bank, not just another bank. And Accra, get ready. Something exciting is happening this Easter. ABV Foods is proud to announce the grand opening of our wholesale outlet, Nexa Foods, right here in Kwabenya near the community market. And it's on from Friday 18th April to Thursday 25th April. Come enjoy our special sales promotion on all your favorite fresh, locally produced products. We've got ABV chicken in all your favorite cuts, including breast, thigh, wing, back, and famous mixed box with all the parts. We're open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Find us at Kwabenya, just by the community market. You may call 0248 996 318. Nexa Foods, fresh, local, affordable, powered by ABV Foods, a taste of home. And Diamond Cement for the past 25 years has put smiles on the faces of homeowners, block makers, and supported numerous constructions with our high quality brand rated green by the EPA. We have the affordable 32.5 hour grade cement as well as the high quality 42.5 hour cement. Call 0244 313 368 for more information. What a morning. Speaking to different people, including the returnee who spent 10 years in Libya, and now the men who hit rock bottom and are now helping others find hope in their fantastic work at the Iris Place, a private drug rehab center in Accra run by Alan Men's, with support from many people, including Walter Damien. If you want to get in touch with them, call 0243 535278. That's 0243 535278. All kinds of addictions. Through openness and the grace of God, they will help you to get there. Thank you, gentlemen. What a morning. Wow, so many things to do on the show. Thank you for listening. Coming up next, City News at 10 with Ejubi Riafi Akinting. Good morning, Ejubi.
Good morning, Mr. Able. Hello and welcome to City News at 10. I am Ejubi Riafi Akinting.